Christ to give us plentiful.
Is it working?
It's
Yes, I just heard myself. Oh no.
No, I meant Dice Christ.
Oh, well, we'll see.
I was
won't we?
asking if that was working.
Working overtime.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. Welcome to Class Reunion. This is the second episode.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we're
Bell
very
rang, classes in
late.
session.
Very late, but we're very happy to see you here. Thank you so much. We are, if you've never caught one of our streams before, we're Live from the Apocalypse. We do tabletop role-playing game streams for charitable causes, aid organizations, nonprofits, things like that. And currently, we are raising money for a couple of really great causes, but the one that this game in particular is benefiting is Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, obviously, doesn't need any introduction. They're a great organization. The work that they do with reproductive rights, with access to abortion, with education, and for a lot of women and men in this United States, they're the only access to affordable healthcare. So yeah, give them your money, please, instead of us. If you like what you see here, instead of, subscribing to us or giving us bits or any of the normal Twitch stuff, just go ahead if you can and donate that $5 or whatever to them directly, because Amazon will take we'll take more than half of whatever you give us, and we donate whatever you give us anyway. So it's a little bit faster, and they get more of your money, which is the goal here. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you. So yeah, this is Class Reunion, and we will pretty much pick right back up where we left off at the end of episode 1, which was a roller coaster, to say the least. Real quick, y'all want to talk about who you are playing, perhaps, in case anybody missed it.
Who am I?
Who are you? Let's start with Raph. No, I'm joking.
Oh no! Wait, yeah, I'm not ready. No, I'm ready. It's fine. My name is Max Miller. Are we talking Anoon characters, right? Okay, yeah.
It's the same character.
I meant like, are we talking Papa Max Miller? Or are we talking Baby Boy Max?
Papa.
I'm Papa. Okay.
If those are the two stages of Max's life cycle.
That's the evolution. My name is Maximilian Jeremiah Miller. Just Max Miller, or the face of the beast for some. Currently playing hockey, but not playing hockey for Wayne. I'm the face. I fight people usually to the death, or at least until they surrender, to choose the start of the game for, I'm sorry, it's Gretzky now.
It's Gritsky.
And
Gritsky.
yeah, I guess I should say I play a Path of the Beast Barbarian. That's who I am playing.
Very good note.
Watch out. I don't know what else you want me to say, actually.
No, I think that's perfect. Also, we have this lovely character art, so we don't even need to describe these characters super closely. We might have, since Raph started, we might as well go in reverse alphabetical order. So Julia, you want to go next?
Hello. I am playing Kelly Violet. She is up to some highwayman activity, always in the name of liberating a walled off city run by the undead. I am your very angry rogue / cleric problem.
Rogue / cleric / problem. Good. JD, you would be next.
Yep. So I am Hunter, just Hunter. They are in a little bit of a different place than some of the others because they've been hanging out in the Heartwood for the last 10 years. This is their first time actually being out in society, and they are a ranger with a lovely animal companion made of thorns named Callisto. Callisto is the best horse.
Callisto,
do
my
love Callisto.
beloved.
Stan Callisto for clear skin. Corey, you are up.
Oh yeah, that leaves me. Hi, how are you? I'm Wayne Hovacek. I wanted to be the greatest hockey player of all time, and then I got sucked into D&D, but that didn't really stop me a whole lot. So I just decided I'd make hockey, but we call it Gritski here because it's more badass. And yeah, I've been kind of kicking ass. You know, I've pretty much become the greatest player of all time. Today is the first ever inaugural. I can't remember. Did we call it the Stanley's Cup? Or is
Do
it the
you want to
Gretzky
call
Cup?
it? I mean, I think by default it would be called maybe the Ardane Cup.
The Ardane Cup. I mean, yeah, the
Oh.
first
Yeah.
ever Cup of Ardane is going to be bequeathed to me and my team today. Tune in, it'll be great.
What's the team name called again?
We're the Raging Mammoths.
That's right. I knew
Yep.
that.
Because you're on the team.
That's
I'm
where
not on the team. I don't play hockey.
Well,
One of these days.
maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out today. Once again, if you that's just a little preamble about each of the characters in case you didn't catch our episode 1. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of a preamble talking about the world. We had like a sort of a weird stream thing last time where like somebody got into the stream and was doing it last time, but obviously that was a mistake, and so I'm just gonna do my best today. So
Yeah, that was weird.
That was
pretty
very
strange.
weird.
That was
I
really
don't
weird.
know.
So spooky.
Yeah, I don't know who that was or like how he got in. It was very,
Change the
very
password,
disconcerting.
man.
I did.
Yeah, you
So I
guys
think
do
we're
have
good
2FA
this
set
time.
up, dude?
It's too
You
easy.
got some two-factor
Yeah,
authentication
I
set up?
put some 2-factor on the stream.
Okay,
so we're
good.
good.
Because after last time.
Yeah. So this takes place in the world of Anun. And Anun sits at the confluence of two worlds, the blighted Nightlands, which are constantly threatening to consume everything, and the Bright, which is a world of pure, undiluted magic. It's from the Blight that the Danan, who are inscrutable Fey Lords, just as beautiful as they are cruel, first stepped into the world. They saw neither authority nor worship at first, and all the different people of Anun, from the prophetic Daide to the peaceful Orn to the mysterious Makers and their clockwork servants, the Coglin, simply gave the Danan a wide berth, and they, in kind, found little to interest them in the natives. But then, almost as if Anun were maintaining a type of balance, the first humans, who were refugees from the Nightlands, landed on the shores, and in contrast to the immortal Danan, they were many, they were weak, and they were short-lived. And yet, humans were utterly fascinating to them. The Danan grew obsessed with humanity, dangerously so. They would simply take people from their homes to subject them to dark experiments, or they would just kill them with the slightest application of will for almost no provocation. Inevitably, mankind were left with no other option but one, to go to war. It wasn't a battle they could win, but victory was never the intent. Instead, one brave soul, a mage from a long line of mages, discovered the source of the Danan's power, the world cauldron that bred pure magic into Anun from the Bright. And he offered the Fae a deal. Another chance at another world full of humans, like this one. Or he could use the full force of the world cauldron's bleed to unmake them altogether. And they accepted. They left Anun behind, eventually fading into myth and legend. In their absence, the kingdom of Aloran has flourished and grown into the power that it is today, although it is hardly a utopia. There are new threats just waiting to take hold. There's the slow creep of the undead influence as the necropolis of Barrow exports magical wares under the pretense of creating equality. There's the encroaching darkness of the Nightlands, which are still ever expanding. And the sole obstacle preventing any faction from attempting to seize the power of the World Cauldron is simply an agreement, an armistice called the Iron Pact. And it is in this world that, after 10 years, our heroes from Avalon, Ohio, now find themselves. Last time, you were reunited with one another, for most of you for the first time in a decade. And more importantly, you were reunited with your best friend, Ryan Beckinsale, also of Avalon, Ohio.
Mhm.
He claimed to have sought all of you for 10 years, pretty much since you first showed up here. And he also claimed that he figured out the reason why you were brought to Anun in the first place, to save the world. And shortly after he revealed that to you all, Ryan Beckinsale met an untimely end. As a creature of pure shadow and flame burst out of his chest and attempted to do the same to all of you, to murder you. It did not succeed. You killed it.
No, it did not.
He sure
Ah.
did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
You sure
let's see
did.
it try again.
Well, hold on.
Bring some friends.
But that's not where we are going to pick up. We are going to pick up about 6 hours later. What we're going to see is all of us, you and me, and the audience, not the four of you. You're busy. But you, our audience, and me, what we're going to see is an ocean. The great western sea off the coast of Calderon, the great city. It's dark. The waters are impossibly deep as we collectively soar overhead. Off to one side, in the far off distance, shadows loom, which sounds strange since it is nighttime, but these shadows bear little resemblance with common ones. These shadows represent the slowly spreading presence of the Nightlands as it grows incrementally closer to the coast of Anun every year. We avoid these shadows. We turn away from them, heading back towards the coastline. As we get farther away, the gentle sound of the ocean, the comforting smell of the salt air creeps back in, almost as if the closer we were to get to the Nightlands, the farther we would be from these common and familiar comforts. Reaching the coastline, the city of Calderon, the great city of the Kingdom of Aloran, the capital, sits right up against the beaches. We pass over the great walls. We see the soaring structures that are testaments to mankind's ingenuity and diligence and willingness to say, this is where we live. This is ours. Come and take it. We pass over Calderon Square, where a great fountain occupies the middle, the steps right in front of the Grand Library, with a statue of Alor, the first king of Aloran, standing tall in the center of it. And it's hard to tell looking at Calderon Square now that just 6 hours ago, blood was spilled here. A great battle had taken place. We move away from Calderon Square and down Merchant's Alley to a unremarkable stone tower. And near the top of said unremarkable stone tower, we see bars. And as we draw closer through those bars, we see the face of Max Miller.
No.
And inside this cell, we see the faces of Hunter and Kelly and Wayne.
Bruh.
I cannot believe I am in prison with all of you.
It's all
You would
good.
all remember what happened was in the wake of the battle, where everyone had run away screaming and shouting about how a man was dead, someone had been murdered, there was a monster at work, which you all bravely fought and slayed. The Lamplighters showed up. Lamplighters are the, you would all be aware of this most likely, except for possibly Hunter. You've been in the Heartwood for pretty much your entire 10 years since you
Yep.
arrived here. But the rest of you would be aware that the Lamplighters are sort of the watch of Calderon, the guard force, so named for their ancestral responsibility of going through the city at dusk and lighting all of the lamps to protect everyone. And as you all stood in Calderon Square with the body of Ryan lying there on the ground, his blood spread across the cobblestones, the ghostly form of this dark creature blowing away in the breeze as you had destroyed it, you heard raised voices, you heard shouting, and about 10 or so lamplighters dressed in heavy white coats that went all the way to the ground, and goggles over their eyes, and tall white caps, rushed into the square and surrounded each of you, all of you. From holsters at their sides, they pulled out casters. Black iron. It's weird. They don't resemble anything as much as they resemble earth revolvers. And that's not something that's ever really made sense to any of you. But casters are essentially giant black iron revolvers produced by the necropolis of Barrow that have the ability to shoot magical effects. They're magic guns, essentially. And all 10 or so of these lamplighters level their casters at you with this ominous green light glowing from the end of it. And they told you to freeze. They told you to get down on the ground. And then they hauled you away to the cell where you have been sitting for the past 6 hours or so. How you holding up?
I don't want to lose my temper or anything like that, but this is a whole lot of bull hunky if you ask me. This is some bullshit. I got a game to play.
You do. It's getting pretty close to game time.
Yeah,
Like you've got
what,
maybe
what-
3 hours.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
3 hours. Okay, so we have a little bit of time. Okay.
Did they arrest Wayne's other two teammates who were with us?
All 3 of them, actually. Yeah, they arrested
there were
Kaj,
What?
Kira, and Torin. But they
So
are
they
in
don't
separate
even-
cell from you.
Told him not to get into it.
I am actively trying to find a way out.
Hunter's probably just talking to Torin and is just like,
So Torin's in a different cell.
Can I still
can't
talk?
actually. No, you actually
Oh.
don't know where they were taken.
no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. So I think like you and Torin probably saw each other as you were being arrested and maybe called to each other, but that's the most you would have been able to do. They kind of hauled you away and separated you before you really had a chance to say anything to each other.
Shame. At least I know he's alive.
Yeah. He is alive.
Maybe.
Well, he was
He
6
was
hours ago.
alive.
Yeah, he was.
was
It's been
alive.
6 hours. Yeah.
6 hours ago.
I hate you all.
But yeah, it's 3 hours to the game. Kelly, if you want to take a look around, I mean, they took your belongings, of course, but
That
you can roll to investigate if you want. Believe it
I
would be
would love-
perception.
I would love to. Where are my skills?
Yeah, you have those now.
I have those. Let's see. Perception is +5.
That's pretty good.
I don't like being trapped
It
places.
ain't shabby, that's for sure.
Did it roll?
It did roll
Oops, there you go. There it went.
Cash.
like a slingshot.
14.
14.
Okay,
All right.
nice.
14's very good. You're looking around and you don't really see any obvious weaknesses in your cell. You don't really see any clear things that you could you don't really see any things that you could take advantage of to try to get out of here. But as you're looking around, as you're sort of examining the bars in the front of the cell, because it's your typical like wall of bars essentially, and then sort of a stone room with like one barred window facing out of the tower. And as you're like crouched down, examining the tensile strength of the bars where they like meet the ground and the ceiling and stuff, you overhear a couple of the lamplighters down the hall a little ways talking to each other very quietly, but you are able to catch snippets of their conversation, and you're able to overhear one of them saying to the other, yeah, their luminary is gonna question them soon. He asked me to get him in just a couple of minutes. He's setting up right now, if you know what I mean. And the other one like whistles a little bit and says, yeah, I mean, one way or another, I guess we'll know soon. And that's about all you can make out.
So I'm gonna kind of pause where I'm examining the bars. And then I'm gonna look back at the other three and I'm gonna say, have any of you been through interrogation at this point? Like before this? Like at all?
No, I mean, like when I came home late from school, sometimes my mom would ask me questions about it, but you know, I just decided it best to be honest with her every single time, and it worked out in my favor.
You're right.
So
I'm sorry. I forgot who I was speaking to. Max. Max, you been interrogated here before? Not at home.
Not here,
Cool.
but I'm
Well,
not gonna stick around and find out what that's like.
Yeah.
And plus, I look over at Wayne and I say, "We're not missing the game."
absolutely
What
not.
game?
We need to get the hell out of here.
What game?
It doesn't matter to me. I'll miss the game. It's fine.
Dog game.
Wayne's not gonna miss the game.
Dog game.
What game?
Where you guys have been living? Under a rock? I mean, whiskey is the greatest sport of all time. We're playing today. It's the Ardennes Cup.
Oh. Yeah,
We
I've heard
got our
something
whole
about
team
this.
up here. We got to do something about that. I mean, here's the thing: if we broke out, we still got the whole team to take care of. So I don't know.
We'll
what we're
take.
gonna
We'll
do.
bring all of them back with us.
You want to break
you
down?
break
How many
out-
walls we got to break down? I mean, you could do it. I guess. I believe.
Well,
you.
we're in
However
a
many
tower.
we need to.
Wait,
got
We
wait,
gotta get through a stairwell.
wait. The team. Who
the
is on the
team.
team?
Oh yeah,
There's
you
a
know,
tall
like,
boy.
there's a tall boy. There's my friend. You know, we got Orn. One of the Orn. He's a friend of mine. His name's
Torin,
Torn.
yep.
Torn the Orn. You know, my brother Kaj is on the team, and then we've got one guy, Tira, not Kira. Kira.
Kira, yeah.
Kira.
Interesting.
Yeah, why?
I just was curious who else was on the team.
Do you
Well,
want-
you're gonna
we're-
find out soon.
We've been talking about playing cards, so we know first time we're out, you're gonna be the first guy to have them. First person.
Wow. Have
So-
any of us heard that name before? What was it, Luminary or whatever?
Luminary.
Luminary.
Mhm.
So roll me, I guess, intelligence. I guess just straight intelligence.
Oh,
Sort of like a-
no.
It's kind of like a
That-
knowledge local check, which I
That's
don't
a
think
flat
exists
roll.
in 5e. Yeah.
Oh.
Can any of us do it or just Max?
I
No,
will
yeah, you
do
can all
my
do it if you want.
best.
I'll probably give
Oh.
Hunter take disadvantage on.
I
that
was
if
going
you
to
wanna roll
say,
it.
I definitely
Yeah.
deserve disadvantage.
Yeah. Because you're from the woods.
Oh,
We got the exact
that's
same.
them. I have a minus
Right.
1.
Flat roll. +0.
Okay. All right. So not bad actually. Not bad
No.
actually for all of
Yeah.
us. You would all know this, I think, and probably for oops, didn't mean to do that. For Hunter, you probably just overheard it recently when you got into Calderon. But luminaries are sort of like if lamplighters are cops, luminaries are detectives.
Mm.
So sort of a rank higher than the people who arrested you.
Okay. Yeah, I turn to everyone and I say, this is the same kind of shitty situation that got us here in the first place. And there seems to be some sort of pattern here. And I don't really want to go back to court or whatever court is here. That's not on my agenda. All right. So, and I want to just like go around and just start punching the walls to see if I can find a weak spot.
We are up. We are up, Max.
We'll jump. I don't know.
Listen, listen.
As
The
Max goes around punching the walls, you all hear sort of a commotion from the barred window. And if you look over, you notice there's a collection of about 5 black birds perched on the other side of the bars. Every time Max punches the wall, they like take off and like they fly in like a short circle and they come back and they land on the same windowsill. And then Max punches another part of the wall, they jump off, fly around in a circle, come back, perch on the same part of the windowsill.
Max I just turn to the windowsill and say, "You gonna help, or you just gonna squawk at me?" And just punch another part of the wall.
You receive no response from the birds.
I am
Classic.
so glad I am in prison with you.
Keep punching the walls.
You know,
You
I
keep
don't
punching the
know-
walls for a second.
I don't know much
Go
about
on.
birds. I feel like Hunter, you might know something about birds. You know, magic stuff. Can you talk to a bird?
Actually, Wayne, I think you would know because you and Max have been together for a while in Anun that these like birds are always around him. Like there's just whenever he is eating dinner at like an inn with you or something like that, there's a tree right outside where that's just full of these like black ravens. When you're like walking through town, there's all these birds circling overhead. When he goes to sleep at night, there are a group of
I
them perched
don't.
outside of the window. When he
If you're
pretends
not
to
gonna
sleep
help,
at night,
leave.
Yeah. When he just
And I
Um,
drive.
broods in bed.
yeah, when he pretends to sleep to lure you into a false sense of security, that's when the birds are there. But yeah, you've
Someone's gotta
probably
take
actually
watch.
you've probably actually gotten very used to seeing them around Max over the years. They
Oh.
never really do anything. They just kind of are always watching him.
You know, Max, are those your birds?
Max just like turns to Wayne and just says, "No, they're not my birds.
I know you
They're
really like
just
birds.
a pest.
You love birds.
I don't
obviously.
like birds. I hate birds.
I thought they were your pet birds. I thought there was like
They're
one
not my
bird
pets.
that was a good friend of yours, so you have a whole flock that hangs out with that guy. He's like, this guy Max is pretty cool. That's
I mean,
kinda how it
they
works.
do seem to be responding to you in some weird way.
If they would help, then maybe I would consider them as my pets.
What
You know
do you-
what? No, I wouldn't. They suck. They just bother me.
You gotta summon
not-
them. You gotta
That
summon
feels
'em.
uncalled for.
Birds, come to me. That's what you should say.
Can the birds fit through the bars? Can they come in here?
Oh yeah, they could if they wanted to, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Is
They're not
that what
gonna
you
come
want me
in.
to say?
Oh yeah. See if it
Well, yeah.
works.
Yeah, ask them to come inside.
And he turns to the
Birds.
windowsill and goes, looks over at Wayne, just kind of like, birds, come inside. You know what? God.
And you do
I
that.
guess.
The birds like look at you, cock their heads to the side, almost in unison.
Oh.
But they don't make a move to come into the
I
cell.
grab
and
like a piece of dirt or a pebble or something, just like, then get out of here, and just like chuck
Yeah.
it at them.
the same thing that always happens when you throw something at them happens. They take off and then circle back and then land again. And from behind you all, because you're facing the back end of the cell where that barred window is, you hear a light chuckle from someone, and a voice that says,
Oh, I
I'm-
hate it when people chuckle.
"Now, I've seen a lot of jailbreaks in my day, but I can't say I've seen any less effective than this one. What is it you're trying to get the birds to do?" You turn around, presumably, and you see a man standing there. He is smiling, kind of a cocky smile at you all.
Oh,
He is wearing the long white coat of a lamplighter, except his has like a stylized flame etched in like black over the breast of it. He's got his hand in his pocket, so you can kind of see the long holster that is strapped to his the outside of his right leg. You can see the caster that sits in there, and he is a red-haired man, kind of like shoulder-length hair, probably about your age, and he has a he has a very like well cared for beard, similar ginger color.
Nobody said anything about a jailbreak. We're just trying to see what's the deal with these birds.
nothing's the deal with these. God, you know what?
I
Forget
think
it.
they like you. Did you save one when one was a baby? Because I think they like remember faces. They might just be a fan.
You should probably treat them
Beth?
better, though.
What's your name? I don't remember.
Do you maybe like not step on one and you put it back in the tree? That's the kind of thing that they live for.
Were you asking in character what Kelly's name was?
Yeah.
Fair.
Did you forget me after 10 years?
I mean,
Absolutely. My brain cannot hold that kind of information.
He says that. Max says that to Kelly, and she like goes to open her mouth, looks at the guy standing on the other side of the bars, and then she goes, "You know what? I'm gonna have to do introductions later today, and I'd rather only do it once."
that's fair. Speaking of introductions, my name is Luminary Alec, and I'd like to have a chat with you. Don't suppose any of you fancy going first?
What if we don't want to talk?
Well, I can't force you. I mean, I can.
We did
force
nothing
you, but
wrong.
Max.
Then you have nothing to worry about.
Do you know Mance Arcane? Excuse me, Ardain. Do you know about a
Um,
guy? His name's Mance Ardain.
I've heard the name, and if
Yeah.
I'm honest with you, he's already he's already come calling, and he's asked about you, I believe.
Oh, well,
Seems very keen in
open the door then. Obviously, you
seems very
know
keen
where
on
I'm
getting
supposed
you
to
out.
be.
I would
Are you volunteering to go
love to.
first, Wade?
I'm going home. Didn't you hear? Mance came by, so that's probably why you're here, right? To let me out.
He
And my
did,
team.
and he did come by, and I'd be happy to discuss your release, but you and I have to talk first.
Goodness.
Wouldn't
Gosh,
be doing my due
golly.
diligence otherwise.
Oh. Eeny,
You
meeny,
wanna
miny,
talk?
mo.
Let's just talk. I'll do it. Let's just talk.
All right. He pulls out a set of keys and he opens the door of your cell. Steps to the side and motions for Kelly to step out.
Ooh.
I will pointedly not make eye contact with any of these other people in the room. I'm just gonna
Do I
walk
rush
out
him?
and stand in the. I'm gonna walk out,
The same
stand to the
idea.
side, so I'm like not
Okay.
directly in front of the door, and just like
Yeah. Are the rest of you doing anything?
I want to pump fake the door like I'm gonna run, but I'm not.
I just start
jailbreak.
walking as if we're all going to the same place.
group interrogation.
Yeah, one at a time, if you don't mind. That'd be a lot for me to keep track of.
Yeah, but it's faster.
Small brain you have? Not too big then?
You've got, I'm afraid so. Runs in the family. You got somewhere to be?
I don't. Wayne does.
We got a game to play.
Ah, yeah, Mr. Ardain did mention something about that. I suppose the fastest way to get this over with would be to cooperate, wouldn't it?
Fastest would be to let us out, but I suppose that's the second quickest way to go about it.
You see how it's a compromise.
Yeah.
Good. Well, let's get started, miss. And he closes the cell door, turns the key, and locks it again. Kelly, you follow Luminary Alec down a few doors, past a couple other cells. You scan the insides, but you don't see Torin or the Tua or even the Daide that you saw in the square originally with Wayne and Max. Instead, he just kind of leads you to an alcove, sort of a recessed alcove with a table in the middle of it, and a couple chairs. And he pulls it out for you like a gentleman and sits down across from you and says, Can I get you anything? You thirsty or?
Absolutely not.
Well, all right. Can't blame me for asking. What was your name again?
Violet. Like violence or the flower.
I see. All right. Just Violet, no family name, no.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Not much of a family in a noon.
maybe what can you tell me about what happened in Calderon Square today? Yeah, he turns his chair around and sits down with one arm across the top.
Well, I came into the city for, the festivities.
Where was it you were coming from?
What is that place called? Calfell. Out from Calfell. Came in for the festivities. Just
And
got in today. thought I'd go to the square. It is, after all, you know, the city square. Place to be. And then I watched a man die. And I tried to
Did
do
you-
something about it. And then I was arrested for helping.
Did you know that man?
I think I might have met him once, maybe 10 years ago, but I don't want to say I knew him well. I haven't seen him.
He studies you very closely. You are not lying exactly, but I do need you to roll deception.
Okay.
Me.
See what you're doing, and I'm on board with it, but still
I
need
got
you
some
to
bad
roll.
news for y'all.
Oh no.
I have a negative in this.
Oh boy.
It's a 12.
Okay. It's a 12. He doesn't give
Not as bad
anything
as it
away
could've been.
one way or the other. No, definitely not. His reaction doesn't give anything away. He just sort of nods slowly, like he's taking it all in. He's not writing anything down. His hands are just kind of like in his lap. And he's just sort of leaned back, taking it all in. He says, I see. It's I've been a lamplighter for about going on 10 years now. And I've never even heard of anything happening like what happened in the square today. I mean, a man dying, a dark creature bursting out of his chest, only to be defeated by 4 people who just claim to be passing through for the festivities.
There were lots of other people in the square. I can't fault people for not wanting to take action just because they were scared, but
They
those
were,
aren't
they
the
all
kinds of
ran.
things that scare me. Those just aren't the things that scare me.
Shadowy, ancient creatures don't scare you. Dark creatures. They don't
No,
scare you?
No, I'm much, much scareder of drowning. That seems like it's much more likely to happen to me. Listen, I don't understand why we're in trouble for helping. There were
You're not
plenty
in
of people
trouble.
who saw what happened. I'm sorry. Being arrested at Caster Point and thrown into a cell feels like trouble.
Like
It
I
feels
said,
distinctly like trouble.
like I said, this is unprecedented. This is unheard of, to be frank.
That sounds like your investigation's problem, not mine for trying to help. And I'd appreciate it if I could leave. In fact, I kind of insist.
All right. All right then, Violet. As soon as I'm done talking to your friends, you'll be free to go. You have my word.
Fine.
Good enough?
And where am I going to wait while you talk to them? You expect me to go back up there?
Well, I don't have an abundance of furniture at my disposal, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
I think it'd be
Or
for
you
the
have all
best.
my things.
Aye, that'll
I'm
be
not
returned to
gonna go
you.
anywhere. Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know these 3 other companions?
Well, we had 6 hours to talk in that cell, so I think I know them relatively well by this point. At least, you know, as much as you can get to know someone who you were thrown into a prison cell with no reason or cause for 6 hours. On a
I take
holiday.
your point. Shame that a tragedy like this would fall during crossing day.
It's a horrible, horrible thing to happen to someone, and I'm sure he appreciates the people who tried to help him being treated this way. I'm sure
Well,
it
he's
lays his
dead.
soul to rest. He sure is.
This
Cold and dead, and you pried him right out of that mourning man's hands. Does that really seem like the kind of a thing a person who is in on this violence would do? I haven't had to deal with many lamplighters, but I thought you guys were better at this than that. Don't come to the city a lot.
Is that cocked? No, I think that's on an 8.
It's an 8.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, it is an 8. You're right. Okay, cool. All right. He looks at you. He sort of leans across the table and looks at you and says, "Yeah, have we met before? You look a mite famous. You look a mite familiar." He doesn't say famous. That's on him. You look a mite familiar.
You know, I'd think I'd remember you. I don't spend a lot of time in the city.
I must have one of those faces, I suppose. Well, Violet, I imagine I've wasted enough of your time. Let's get you back to
You
your
certainly have. Thank you.
let's get you back to your acquaintances, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
He leads you back to your cell and lets you in, opens the door. Assuming none of you decide this is your opportunity to rush him,
Prison break.
he is
Just kidding.
he's gonna scan the 3 of you that remain and say, any volunteers? That's one down, one step closer to being on your way.
I'll go next.
All right, if you wouldn't mind, follow me. And yeah, he Alec leads you down to that same alcove, pulls a chair out for you. Hey, do you want anything? Your friend, she wasn't interested in any refreshments or anything like that.
I'm good. Thank you.
Wow, stoic bunch, aren't you?
I couldn't really say.
Turns the chair around, sits down. It's his secret weapon.
It's failing him.
Your name, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
Hunter.
Hunter. A lot of single names in the pack of you as well.
Again, I really couldn't say.
So, Hunter, how long have you and Violet known each other? In your estimation?
In my estimation, it hasn't been long. Just a few hours.
And the poor man who died in Calderon Square, did you know him?
He looked familiar, but it wasn't as though we had a whole lot of time to talk before that thing burst out of his chest and he died.
So that was the first time you'd ever laid eyes on him.
As I said, I have seen him before. I couldn't tell you when. It certainly has not been within the past 10 years. 10 years is a long time.
Strange. Yeah, witnesses mentioned that it seemed like he was talking to you, to all 4 of you. He's addressing you right before his death. Did you get that feeling?
I did, and it was confusing because I had not expected any of that when I had showed up for the events today.
What was it he said to you?
I couldn't quite say. It was very much lost in what came after in terms of the bleeding and screaming and everything that followed.
I'm trying to remember. I believe from what I was able to piece together, he said, gosh, what was it? I know the reason why we were brought here. We're going to save the world. Does that mean anything to you?
Should it? It sounds a little bit crazy. I have
I
no
don't
idea what
disagree
he was talking about.
Of course, 24 hours ago, if you told me I was going to meet someone who walked around with the markings of an Orn, I would have called that crazy as well.
I suppose that's fair too.
I want you to understand, Hunter, I'm not a bigoted man. I understand that there are many who hold an unfavorable opinion or a incorrect perception of the Orn and who they are and what they represent. I'm not one of them. I'm genuinely curious, if you don't mind my asking. Are there more humans who have not exactly sure the most delicate way to ask this question, but are there more people like you?
Not as far as I know.
Well, that must be quite a tale. He smiles and laughs a little bit and says, "But I suppose it's none of my business, is it?"
I don't see what relevance it has to the situation that we're currently in, being imprisoned for trying to protect others from a creature that killed another man in the square today.
I'm just trying to get my facts straight, Hunter. I mean, that's my job.
And I don't see what the Orn have to do with any of that. That has no bearing on what happened in the square today.
Fair enough. Well, you're not on trial. Yeah, I suppose that's all I've got to ask.
And what will happen now?
Well, once I'm finished questioning your fellows, you'll be free to go. Be free to go on your way. I made your friend that promise. I make you that promise as well.
With our belongings.
Of course. Yeah, we're not thieves. All right.
All right.
Let's get you back. That big fella. What's his name?
What bearing does that have on anything?
Well, I just never caught it. I was hoping you might be able to tell me. I was just going to say he seems a bit restless. Seems like maybe he has some unresolved things he'd like to talk about. Or should talk about, perhaps. I doubt he'd like to talk about them.
I would say that he probably feels similarly to the way I feel, which is not particularly thrilled with being locked up in a small room.
Fair enough.
Plus, much like apparently the other two who you haven't interrogated yet, he is also meant to be playing in the game tonight, and I'm sure he is not wanting to miss out on that.
The game, yes, the game. The game. Yep. All right. Well, let's finish up quickly then. One last question. I've seen some reports of a creature in the square around the same time. Folk described it as a beast, but with well, not to put too fine a point on it, but they said it looked like a great beast covered in flowers. Don't suppose you know anything about that.
That sounds quite strange to me.
Understood. Well, let's keep this moving, shall we? Leads you back to the cell, lets you back into it, looks between Wayne and Max, and says, "We're almost there, boys. Let's make this easy." Yeah, Julia.
I was gonna say after he took Hunter away, before he comes back, all Kelly does is she looks at them and she's like, "I don't care what you say to him about Ryan, but you've only known me for 6 fucking hours." Both of you. I mean it.
Okay.
That's all she says.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. Yeah, he comes back and he looks between the two of you and he says, "All right, boys, home stretch. Let's get through this, shall we?"
You can save the best for last. I'll go.
No. And Max just kind of steps up and puts his like big hand on Wayne's chest and says, "I'll take care of this."
Cool.
All right. Let's have a chat. Same thing. Back to the table. Don't suppose you're particularly thirsty or anything. Big fellow like you. I mean, I imagine. Thank you for the reminder.
Get old,
As
man.
like a-
Doesn't get old.
As like a power move, does Max do it first? Does Max turn his chair around?
I see him start turning his chair around,
Yeah.
and this is like such a classic like teacher move that Max has seen so many times. So he's just gonna sit down and then just push back and scrape the legs of the chair, like,
Nice.
and then just put his feet up on the table.
Oh, boy. All right. Wow, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Listen, fella, I don't suppose you're going to share your name with me.
I don't have to.
I mean, true enough, but it seemed like you were in quite a hurry, you and the other fella, and I'm trying to get you out of here as quickly as possible.
Wayne's got a game to catch.
Okay, so he's Wayne, and that would make you.
No one.
Look, I understand what you're trying to do, and I think it's admirable. I think, I mean, for people that you've known, gosh, I mean, how long has it been?
Wayne I've known for a little bit. Everyone else, strangers, I guess. Don't look familiar to me.
Please roll me a deception.
No! Come on, Max! Don't! What is my deception?
You're probably pretty good at it, I think.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I say that. I'm gonna roll on that one. I can feel it in my bones. Okay, that's a 9.
It is a 9. Also, I
Basically
can't believe we're
no.
actually going to get to. I can't believe we're actually going to get to do this in this game, but
Oh.
Dogs.
there they are. That is a
Oh.
9. That is a 9. But that's a 5. Oof.
No.
Yeah, Alec is Alec is not
Max
doing
just
great
like
today.
does not break eye contact with
Yeah.
Alec like at all. Like this whole time has just been like boring, like bearing his eyes on him, just like trying to look as scary as possible.
Well, I'll say this for strangers, you demonstrate quite a lot of loyalty to each other.
I don't know what you mean.
Wow. None of you seem willing to be 100% open, shall we say. Nobody else was 0% open, but
I mean, to each their own. They can say whatever they like. I don't know them. I have no loyalties to them, and they have no loyalties to me. So maybe they were just telling you the truth. And maybe you're just believing your own truth, and that's not just okay.
do you care a lot about justice?
I care about protecting the people, and I care about the truth, and I don't think this is one of those situations.
Spoken like a true Azure Knight.
I'm not a fucking Azure Knight.
Maybe not anymore. You don't remember me, do you? I don't know why you would. I was just another lantern back then. Lanterns you would know are sort of the equivalent of like beat cops.
Oh no.
But I remember you. Now who was the I do. I mean, there were a fair number of you assisted us on that particular investigation, a grisly murder, if I remember correctly. But I remember you. I remember you didn't sleep. You didn't drink. You didn't eat. Not until the killer was brought to justice. You and that older man. What was his name? Escapes me at the moment.
Alistair.
Alistair, right. That was it. Alistair. See, is he still well?
Why do you care?
Figure you don't want to talk to me about the things I was asking about. Might as well try to ask you about the things you do.
I don't want to talk to you about anything. I want to get Wayne to the game.
All right. All right, Mr. Miller. For what it's worth, I believe you. I believe that you only meant to help, and I believe that you saved a lot of people today.
Then what's the point in interrogating everyone? Make your dick
There
hard?
are a lot of things I... Goodness.
Sir.
Such language, hardly befitting of a knight.
I told you I'm not a knight.
Well, I suppose I heard rumors about the moral decay of the institution, and sad to see that represented.
Oh.
Well, it's not represented through me.
Right, because you're not a knight. Yes. Yeah, understood. Well, I suppose that's all we have to talk about, isn't it? All right, let's get you back to your birds. He leads you back to your cell and sort of steps aside and says, "Mr. Ovacek, was it? Let's have a conversation, shall we?"
Yeah, sure. Hey, how are you now?
In and out. Let's get you in and out as quickly as possible. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. You know, a little hungry, a little thirsty. If I could get some food and drink in me, you know.
Absolutely.
Like,
Let's step this way and I'll get you whatever you need. And as he shuts the bars this time, he gives each of you a meaningful glance, like I found it. I found the link.
Max punches a wall. He's trying to find a weak point.
Yeah. You shortly thereafter, you are seated at the same table as your fellows before you, but you've got a loaf of bread on one side, you've got a block of cheese on your other side, you've got a mug of beer in front of you and a glass of water on the other side. And you and Alec are just sitting across from each other, and he says, "Now, is there anything else you wanted? Is there anything else I could get you?"
No, I'm doing all right. Oh, is that how you do it here?
There it
Wayne
is.
gets up and spins the chair around. I travel a lot. I'm all about the local customs. I want to get to know what people do, and just so I can be a part of it.
You're picking them up very quickly. It's like you've lived here your entire life. Where are you from originally?
Oh,
You don't mind
north.
my asking.
So, if you had a map
north.
in front of you, the one on the
Yeah,
top.
I suppose that makes sense. That is your that's where the team hails from, right? What are you called?
Oh, we're the Raging Mammoths.
Hey, Gritsky's a hell of a game.
I admit,
It's,
really, greatest game ever made.
Yeah, it's kind of that's kind of taken the world by storm, I suppose you could say. I feel like I never even heard the word Gritsky before, maybe 5 years ago.
You've been missing out there, bud.
Well, suppose so. I'll have to catch that game later. Have to check that out. See
Well, if
it's-
we're ever gonna get out of here, I don't know if we're gonna get to play.
Yeah, no, we'll get you right out the door. I promise you. As
More
quickly as
importantly
possible.
than whatever you wanted to talk about, how are my boys doing? Are you keeping them fed? I want them to have the right kind of mindset. You got my friend in Oren. You got my other friend Kira. I mean, these guys who are dealing with stuff like this all day, every day, and then you're gonna throw them in a cell. I mean, are you proud of that?
Well, I'm afraid that's actually not my. For the first time since you have met him, Alec seems a little put out. He seems a little uncomfortable. Maybe you can roll an insight check if you want to try to figure it out.
Sick.
Cash.
Get him.
Hey, Gab.
And my insight is
Damn.
-1. 13.
Oh.
Still at 13. You can't put your finger on what it is exactly, but you get the feeling that he is unhappy about something. And he says, "Well, actually, that's not my jurisdiction, I'm afraid to say. But I'm sure they're being well provided for."
Oh, I bet. The world's been kind to him all these years.
Like I was saying, I'm trying to get you out of here as quickly as possible. Don't want you to miss that big game.
Hmm.
First cup. That's what I hear. First championship.
First of many.
Quite a big deal. All right, standard couple of questions, I suppose. Your friends in the cell. I was surprised to learn how far back you all go.
In what way?
Well, I mean, to hear them tell it, you've all known each other for quite a while.
Why are they lying to you then? Kind of weird.
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to ask them that question. Could be they're just grief stricken over snaps his finger.
Ryan Beckinsale?
Ryan Beckinsale. Strange name. Strange name. Never really heard of a Wayne Hovacek either in a noon.
That's weird.
You've all got strange names, don't you?
I don't know about this line of questioning. Who are you to say a name is strange? You know what I mean? All right, I tell you one thing. I'm a big world traveler. I've met a lot of people from a lot of places. I don't know if I would go into a place and say, hey, that's kind of a weird name. Who are you?
There's a lot about you all that strikes me as a bit odd. Just little things here and there.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Hey, do you have a darker ale? I'm trying to, carb up for this game here.
Yeah. I can see what we have in the back there. Just real quick. He stops to think about something for a second and then just kind of shakes his head and says, you know what? He seems to make his mind up about something, gets a little more resolute and says, let's get you out of here. You win that game. I'll buy you something darker myself.
We play the game for folks like yourself, the fans. There'd be no point if we were up there. If I'm up on that podium and I'm looking down and I don't see anybody looking up at me, it's like I didn't win the game at all. All right, so you make sure you're in the stands looking up at me after I won that game.
We'll see what I can do. Yeah, I think we're good here. Let's yeah. He stands up and says, let's get your companions and get you out of here.
Including my team?
Like I said, I'm afraid that's a bit outside of my jurisdiction.
I guess I don't have anywhere to go then. If you want to take me over to their cell, I'll sit and wait.
Interesting. Okay.
Sorry, DM.
Roll me. No, you're good. You're good. Roll me a gosh, what do I want you to roll me? Roll me a persuasion check, I think.
Cash. +5. 12.
All right. Yeah, he listen, Wayne, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you here, probably more honest than I should be. The rest of you, the four of you, you're free to go. Your friend, Mance, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he pulled some strings to make that happen, but He was very explicit, shall we say, that the same was not to be true of your teammates.
Well, we're gonna have to do something about that. I mean, I'm good, but I can't win the game all on my own. At the very least, could we slide by and say so I could see him?
I'm afraid not.
So they're dead. You killed my men?
They're not dead.
I
He
mean,
looks a little.
I imagine they're dead
he-
because obviously I can't see them. We can't let them out, so they must be dead, right? I
When-
mean, it's
when
weird.
you
It's
say
so
they're
far above your
dead-
jurisdiction. Are you sure they're not dead? They might have been killed, and you don't know.
When you say they're dead, he actually looks a little relieved. And he says, "I can categorically tell you that they are not dead, but they are in the roots.
In the roots.
They are in the roots, and there's not much I can do about that."
Good to know. Good to know your limitations, I guess.
I'd like to get you out of here as quickly as possible before anything else happens. It gives you like a meaningful look.
All right, well, let's skedaddle then.
All right. He leads you back to the cell, unlocks the cell, and says, "All right, everybody, you're free to go. Suppose your separate ways, seeing how you've never met before. Maybe you want to get to know each other a little bit better. You know, it seems like there's some tight bonds of friendship being formed here for a group of strangers, but I wish you all the best."
Being accused of something and thrown in a cell will do that to you.
I mean, never accused you of anything.
It's not what it felt like.
Well, if I'm being honest, I admire the great service that you have done this day. And I think I speak for many of the people you saved when I say we were all very fortunate that you were there. Coincidence or not.
You're welcome.
Fortunate to be thrown into prison.
Well, afraid many roads lead here, I'm afraid. But
Platitudes and bullshits aside,
news.
where's our things?
we'll get to them on the way out, shall we? And he does, true to his word, leads you out of your cell, past many others, stops off at like a counter on the way out, where somebody sort of reaches or sort of steps back into a separate room through another door and emerges with all of your belongings, and hands them over to each of you. He sees you to just outside of Lamplighter Tower. And, you know, sort of pauses in the doorway. Well, I suppose our business is at an end then, isn't it?
Have a great day. Bye.
As
Max
you
just like
go
pushes
to walk
his way
away,
through after Wayne.
yeah, that's totally fine. As you go to walk away, he is going to call out after you. He's going to say, "Mr. Miller, Max."
I just stop, but I don't turn around.
If it's worth anything to you. Came this close to joining the Raven Watch. Really admired what it was you were trying to do. Have a good life. And shuts the door to Lamplighter Tower.
Kelly's gonna turn to Max and be like, "Did you inspire that asshole to become a cop?"
I think as soon as the door is closed, he's just gonna like reach back, grab his his battle axe, and just like throw it like on the floor in front of the door.
Oh,
Boing.
And then yeah, I think he would just go pick it up. Be like, Wayne.
We gotta go
So-
we gotta go talk to old man about a game.
this
Wayne,
head count's a little small.
where are the others? Do you know?
Yeah, they put him down in the roots, if that means anything. Sounds like somewhere you'd put a cellar or something like that. I campaigned for him, you know. They're my boys, but I don't know. Said it was above his pay grade. Who knows what
You
that
could
guy-
you could probably roll another intelligence check if you want to, just sort of another like knowledge check generally. Well,
We don't know shit about shit.
you
Are we
don't.
all
Jesus.
rolling?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, let me see.
Hold
Wait,
on,
what is
hold
that in
on.
total? Still probably not good, but let's just see. My intelligence isn't as bad as other things. Yeah, that's a 7.
Ooh,
I
all
got
right.
a 17.
This actually it
Yo!
does. This actually makes a lot of sense for Max and his history with the Azure Knights and the Raven Watch. You know that the roots are like maximum security. It's like catacombs and tunnels underneath of Lamplighter Tower, where they're supposed to put only the most like dangerous and most like risky criminals.
They weren't even in the fight.
Huh? Yeah, I think Max turns to Wayne and says, in the roots, that they don't do nothing. They didn't. They're definitely not mastermind criminals, nor are they dangerous.
They're hockey players. I mean, they're Gritsky players.
Right?
Um,
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of scary though. I guess Mance came by and he put him there. You know, he special order
Mance
that
did
they
this?
got put in there. You know, I don't understand it.
I told you not to trust that guy.
I know he's a real piece of shit, but he's got deep pockets. You know, you got a game like this, you want to get anything going in this world, you need somebody with some deep pockets to push it along the road.
Ardane? Mance Ardane?
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, I don't understand 90% of this, but
He's
Are-
a rich piece of shit, Hunter. He's a
I
really
care
rich
less
piece
about
of shit.
that
He is
than
a
I
real piece
do
of
about
shit.
the fact that my brother is apparently somewhere in a cell designed for dangerous people.
My brother's down there too.
So
There we
are we
go.
just going to leave them there?
He's not your brother.
Absolutely
What?
not. You know, we gotta go do something about it, but what are we gonna do? You know, what are we gonna break in? We gotta go talk to somebody with some real power.
Let's go talk to Ardane.
Let's go beat him
Let's
up.
go talk
Oh, just
to Ardane.
so you can do that, Max. Are you did you want to say that to Hunter or
Oh,
the
I
thing
said
about
that
it
out
not being his
loud.
brother? Yeah.
Oh, I say that. Yeah,
Their brother.
I say that in general.
Oh, like talking about like Wayne's brother and
And
Mhm.
Hunter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys are related.
It's complicated, but yes, we're family.
You and Wayne.
No, me and Torin.
Wait. Are you not the high schooler?
We are getting so off track here. We need to do something.
I don't think we are, but. And your name's Beth?
Um,
me? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, if you'd like to pick a player of your choice to give advantage to, you can feel free to do so. But either way, we appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. But yeah, as you are all standing around talking about this, talking about your next course of action, talking about going to talk to Mance, you actually hear the sound of trumpets a ways off in a separate part of the city. But it is loud enough that you can hear it from where you are, and you realize that it is later than you thought it was. You realize the interrogation took longer, and the game is going to be starting soon. And if you can go to talk to Mance, but Mance is going to be there, and Wayne, you know you're supposed to play.
I don't have a fucking team to play. But I mean,
How
let's go
many,
talk to the big man about it.
Okay. But out of character. Hold on. Table talk. How many players do you need for Gretzky?
4.
I see where this is going.
Listen,
I go
listen.
1, 2, 3.
Listen, I cannot
Don't count myself.
I cannot get in front of the Ardanes.
Why not?
That cannot happen.
Got a crush on them or something?
Absolutely not.
Mm.
We have had some business disagreements. Let's call them that. Well, actually, I don't know if Mance would know, but his son would recognize me, and I cannot participate.
Well, wait, don't players wear a mask or something?
Oh yeah, you could be our goalie.
Wait, why am I agreeing to do this? I can just leave.
You could.
Yeah, I mean, you could. But then you'd leave a bunch of innocent guys down in a cell for no reason. You'd be alright with that?
I could
You'd
try
also have no
alternative
reason
methods.
to know what happened to Ryan. That
Oh, yeah.
prick.
Apparently,
Yeah.
We gotta save the world together, so...
I turn to look at Max. I'm like, you are going to use Ryan Beckinsale against me?
I mean, he did seem really torn up about it.
He's practically crying. He was crying.
Wait, you're talking to me about that?
Yeah. You're
I'm
gonna.
not
You're
upset about Ryan. All I'm saying
I
is
mean,
I
the-
would like to respect the man's memory.
The last
Not
episode
respect the
did
man,
end
but his
with
memory, you know.
the
you
last
were
episode did end with you
holding
cradling his dead body.
Screaming.
Because I didn't get to slap him. He slapped
what?
me when we got here. I thought it was just fair.
You're running out of
Fine,
time,
leave.
and you're gonna have to decide what it is you want to do.
You gotta go talk to Mance Ardane.
I will come with you. But if there is even
Bark person.
Bark person?
I do have a name,
Yeah, it's Bark person.
but I can tell that you are not good at those. Hunter. Hunter is my
Hunter.
name.
What? Okay, let's go kill this guy.
Ah, let's get to it.
are you speaking figuratively?
All right.
Because like we just got out of prison.
So you are going to head to the Colosseum. You are on your way through Calderon. It is a winding city that has been built up over the years, and it makes very little sense in the way that it's laid out to anyone who does not live here. It started as like the first major you're fortunate that I think probably what Kelly would be most familiar, or actually no, Max. Max would be most familiar. You were like almost stationed here, right? For a while.
Yeah, probably. It's been years, but
Yeah. Max, you start to like remember where things are and how to move around. Like somebody who lives here, you start to remember, chasing down criminals and following like screams of people in need and things like that. And you are able to like correct everybody. Like Wayne goes to like run down one alley, and you're like, no, it's this way, and you redirect and you head in the opposite direction. Take a shortcut that leads you into a like shallow sort of drain system, basically just like a water runoff. And on the other end of that, you remember that there was a gridwork of bars that had been cut through and never repaired by somebody in the past. And sure enough, that remains true to this day. There, you emerge from that gap in the bars, and you look up. All of you collectively look up at the Calderon Coliseum. Originally built for competitions of strength of arms, battle. It's been a long time since those were regularly practiced in Aloran. It's largely been sort of sitting empty for probably about 10 years. And this is sort of the grand reinventing of the Calderon Coliseum. And you are right by the front entrance. You can see that there are still people filing in, but by the number of them and the amount of noise you can hear being generated from people on the inside of the building, it's clear to you that these are the latecomers. These are the stragglers.
Mhm.
And the event is very close to starting. I think you were here probably a few days ago, sort of checking it out, Wayne, maybe Max too, if Max came along, although he's not part of the team, so maybe not. But you remember where the like team entrance is. You remember what the like archway that leads directly into the Coliseum itself is.
Risky it.
Okay.
Well, team, I mean,
And
let's
if the
go.
rest of you
Sit in the back door.
If the rest of you follow, you head down a hallway. It is towering. It is like it rises high above your heads. And as you kind of look up to marvel at it, as you walk underneath it, you sort of see that the entrance where you walked in and the opposite end of it both have portcullises that are raised, but could be dropped and probably have been dropped in the past to prevent people from escaping the Colosseum itself. And on the opposite end of it is this like blinding light. You're not sure what it is exactly, but it's very hard to see what is on the other end of this tunnel. And as you step out, as you reach the end of it and you step out into that brightness, you realize that it's the sunlight of Calderon, because it's becoming a beautiful sunny day, reflecting off of the ice. You knew what to expect, obviously, because you're familiar with the sport. or at least another incarnation of the sport. But you can only imagine what this would be like for somebody from Anoon to see for the first time. The entire bottom but it's not an even coating. There are obstacles, there are spurs that rise up, there are uneven patches, such is the nature of Gritsky. And you step out, people immediately like start to pay attention to you. Like somebody, you hear one voice call out, "Hey, look, it's Wayne!" And then, you know, sort of a silence falls, and then people sort of erupt into cheers as they all sort of look at the four of you standing there. Kelly, you can try to like hide if you want. Do you want to make a stealth check?
I am. Yeah, I was gonna say I have already this whole walk. I have already smeared off the stuff off of my face. I have like already begun trying to look less like myself. I forget how proficiency works in this.
Oops. Proficiency. So if you have it as a class skill, you just add your proficiency bonus to it. So it would normally just be your attribute, your dexterity, but since you are proficient in it, I'm assuming you would also add your proficiency bonus. So that's usually factored in.
Cool. 23.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
You kind
just-
of like,
Schmoly.
yeah, you kind of like stay to the back, and
I-
sort of like never fully.
I-
Not sure where it is exactly she went. But yeah, you hear cheers and you hear exclamations, and people like start chanting. And from the like opposite end of the stadium, the Coliseum, rather, a man flies over to you. He is dressed in he is dressed in finery. He is clearly a very wealthy man. His hair on top of his head is a remnant of what it probably once was. He is almost entirely bald, but still clinging to what is left. He's also a big man. He is bigger than Wayne, certainly, but smaller than Max, I'd imagine. And heavy around the middle. He's clearly lived a very comfortable life. He's a very square jaw, a very like thick set brow. With just a like cloak that he's wearing sort of spread wide. And as he lands, he trips like a little bit and mostly manages to cover it up. And immediately makes for Wayne, with his arms spread wide, and he says as he goes, "Wayne, I'm so glad you made it, Wayne. I was so concerned. I was so worried about you." Lamplight?
well.
I mean, something must have happened.
Yeah, sometimes you're walking through the market, and then you see somebody but surrounded by some of the worst people in the city, definitely in the world, possibly. Um, oh,
Did you
it's -1.
Can
Okay.
because what did you roll?
So that's
Would
a
it make
4
sense for
total.
me to
That'd
roll
be a
it too
4.
since I've met him?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, if you want to. I would say anybody who
4
wants to roll an
total.
insight check on this guy can.
Okay.
I mean, we know he's
I'm gonna do
lying.
that.
We
I'm
know
gonna do
he's
that.
lying, right?
Okay. I'm going to say that you kind of assume like you don't believe anybody. You think the lamplighter's lying. You think Mance is lying. Um, everybody's lying to everybody. You're pretty sure. That's just sort of the way it is out here. But
Valid.
everybody else, yeah, everybody else, you're pretty. Everything I can, of course. But I mean, in the meantime, everything you've worked
You know, I put a lot of hard sweat and tears into this game, but I wasn't the only one doing it. Um, if we play this game, then we're playing.
Greatness would be getting the team out of the
team, okay? So you all do your part, and I will get everybody. I will do my best to get everybody out of the roots. That's my promise to you, okay? You just get out there and you play your hearts out. Okay?
Let's go win a cup.
That's my boy.
We
And he
will
like
win.
slaps you on the back.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay?
Max like as soon as he like slaps Wayne on the back, he just kind of like steps up next to Wayne and like right behind him a little bit and just kind of like at Mance.
Nice.
Good. Okay. Yeah. And so Mance like lifts off the ground again, sort of spreads that cloak wide, lifts off the ground again, and moves across the Colosseum floor and stops hovering sort of in the middle of it. He like reaches up to his collar, which the collar of his shirt is open one button, and he like closes it. He buttons the top button on his shirt, which Max and Wayne, you've seen before, because after he does that and he starts to speak, his voice resonates around the Colosseum. It projects much louder than he's actually speaking. And he spreads his arms and does what he does best, sort of just like spinning very slowly in the air as he addresses the crowd and starts getting them worked up. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have an occasion for you today. This is, of course, the Ardain Cup, the first one in the history of Aloran, the first of many. We gather here today to recognize the greatest Gritsky players from all across the kingdom. On one hand, we have the Leviathans, and he like gestures, he like throws one arm out to the opposite end of that Colosseum. And you see the other team getting onto the ice. They don't look terrifying or anything like that. They are similarly dressed in armor like yours, that sort of, traditional Gritsky gear. But theirs is sort of crusted over with what looks like ice. It's either like ice or crystal, you're not sure. But in points it has... What's up?
That's my thing.
Stealing
Crystals.
your vibe.
Ice.
Oh, the ice is your thing. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like you see that and it probably does occur to you.
Yeah. Let's first thought.
Yeah. That's your thing. So they get onto the ice and he says, Mance keeps going. He says, all the way from Leviathan's blood. These lads have worked hard to get here, but can they overcome the greatest to ever play the game? You know him. You love him. I give you Wayne and the Raging Mammoths. And he like points over to the opposite end of the Colosseum where you guys are. But decked out in your Gritsky gear, you take the ice.
Wayne pulls out his wand of pyrotechnics, as he does before the big games, and he just like on both sides of the entrance, just boom.
Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, you do. Fireworks go off. The opposite team, the Leviathans, they like fall over on their skates, and in shock at the sound of the explosion. And on that note, if you would direct your attention to our map.
Yes.
Here we are
Dun, dun,
in
dun.
Calderon Coliseum. So you should once again be able to place yourselves.
I will once the map loads.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah, mine is
Oh,
loading.
is it not loading for you? Oh boy. All right. Well, if you'd been in
I'm
here
having
already.
internet issues.
Reload it.
Oh no. Yeah, I've been watching our quality. Does not look like it's been great for a little while. So, but in the meantime, we can get a good look at these here leviathans. Pretty
Get
pretty
outta
intimidating
here.
with this like crystal armor shtick that they got going on. Pretty original.
That is pretty cool. That thing that they did.
That's Wayne's thing!
My thing.
What are the rules of
I'm
this
gonna
game?
get
Guys,
dressed for you, Wayne.
Yeah. Wayne, what are the rules of this game?
like,
You want to get the puck in the goal.
yeah.
You know, for the most part, you can do whatever you want in that regard. Don't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him hard. Don't kill him, or else we'll get a penalty. Tripping is allowed, but be on the lookout because they'll try and trip you too.
There we go.
On the back of your hockey or your Gretzky stick, don't forget there's a big long spike. That's for jabbing and stabbing. So if you see someone kind of swing it around, they're probably gonna try and stab you with it. But overall, all in all, it's all the same idea. Get the puck in the goal. Simple game.
Can I electrocute them?
Can I
yeah,
shoot
sure.
them with an arrow?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you guys are alternates. Play to your strengths.
My strength would be electrocuting them.
Go for it.
Where are they?
Yeah. All right. So, are y'all on the map?
There we go.
I can see the map.
I
I'm
see
trying
the
to remember
map.
how
I
to-
don't see. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I can never remember if you can actually place yourselves or not, but I'll just put you out here.
I don't think.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
help us out. Help me out here.
That's me.
Put me by the goal. I gotta wear a mask.
So,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine Wayne would have explained the positions to you all as well, so you could figure out what it is that you're gonna play.
Crusher.
Probably. So, if I remember correctly, I didn't invent this game, of course, but there's a goalie position. There is a enforcer position. There's a winger position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then there's the Wayne.
The Wayne.
The Wayne.
The lead singer position.
I did.
Yeah.
Justin, I just want to say, Justin, having you here in the chat lends us an authenticity we could have only dreamed of.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Our friend
listeners
Justin of
together.
the No Fame, our friend Justin of the No Fame podcast is a confirmed Canadian. I've listened to his podcast, and I can
Oh, wow.
can
Confirmed?
confirm
We hope we're making
Um,
you real proud.
So we're kind of
that
gonna
they're definitely
improv
real sports.
a little bit the rules of Gretzky here. The goal isn't to kill the other team. If you can impose disadvantages on them, if you can get in their way, try and do that. Ultimately, the goal isn't just to kill them. So if you're gonna electrocute them, try and find some way to use it to your advantage instead of just trying to blow their eyeballs out of their head, because that may just invite more violence. We want to keep the puck moving, keep it back and forth. Whenever you can get it back to me, get it back to me. And Violet, I haven't known you for long. 6 hours is a very short time, but I believe that you can keep that goal puck free.
I will do my best.
All right, let's go kick some ass.
Okay, let's do it. First things first, though. These fine gentlemen drift towards the back to cover the goal, and this one up front steps up to this red circle, takes his gauntlets off, throws him down on the ground, followed by his Gritsky stick, and looks around at each of you with his fists up, because this is the face-off. This is the part of the game
Almost
where
forgot
the
about this.
teams. This is the part of the game where the two teams' faces fist fight each other to decide who starts with the puck.
Go on,
Look at
Nomax.
Wayne.
Get to it.
I roll my eyes. And I'm not used to being on the ice with shoes on, so I just kind of like stomp instead of skate over, do the same thing. Rip the gloves off, take everything off.
Yeah.
And just get in the red circle and me put myself there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Very
that's
cool.
it.
Yeah. He no, yeah, we can move in a little bit. He steps up to you and he doesn't have like the shield or the hammer or anything like that anymore. But he steps up to you and kind of like bangs his fist together. He's easily the biggest guy on the other team. Probably of a size with you. You're not exactly sure who is bigger between the two of you. But he says, all right there. You ready to do this?
Sorry.
So you say sorry.
Ring the damn bell.
Ding.
All right. If you're in a hurry, I guess we can get down to it. Do you want to sucker punch him as he's being very polite and
Yeah, I don't care. This guy's
Okay.
getting on my nerves. I've had a bad day.
all right. Roll to hit. Roll an attack.
Come on, Max.
I will.
You get a surprise
absolutely. Oh, nice.
Electrocute his ass.
Electrocuted. I'm trying to remember what my unarmed attack is. I don't remember the last time.
So
Is
I
this
mean,
stra-
it's
it's
just
strength?
your strength, and then I believe your proficiency bonus. I would assume you're proficient in unarmed attacks.
I have no idea. That's just kind of how I just assumed I'm proficient.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
So just roll it. I mean, either
Cool,
way,
I
you've
will-
done enough of these. You've done enough of these that I'm going to count you as
I
proficient.
know,
regardless.
well. I did not roll well, DM.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's true. You did not.
I what? I did not roll well.
Oh,
No.
you didn't throw well.
And
No.
as I kind of like throw it, I want to just like in this case, like narratively, like just miss him and say, "Wake up and fight."
Ooh.
And now I'm actually gonna.
all right,
suck.
I guess we're doing this then. All right, let's go. And he is going to he's going to attack you back. Try
He
to
can try.
anyway. He's going to try.
He's
He's going to try. No guarantees here. No guarantees here. Ooh, all right. What is your armor class, Max?
14.
14?
Mhm.
He just barely misses you.
Nice.
Just barely. So you managed to duck back out of the range of his swing as well. And I think at this point, between the two of you, probably roll initiative.
Sick.
I mean, it's basically a back and forth at this point, so it doesn't super matter. But
Okay.
we'll figure out now that this sort of surprise round is over. Oh, goodness.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dang. Wait, you said that's initiative? Sorry, the music kind of like drowned you out for
That
a
is
second.
initiative.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, my initiative is not great. Not great at all.
Okay. Well, he is going to go first. So he's going to wind up and swing at you again. And we're going to see if he is able to hit you this time. And let me know what your total is, by the way.
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, he actually is going to. swing, overbalance, go too far forward, and slip on the ice a little bit. And he's going to catch himself before he hits the ice, but he does like fall a little bit, and he's off balance. So go ahead and attack. I'll give you advantage on this one since he rolled a 1.
Okay. All right. This is first hit. Also a nat 1. We're just
Oh
on
my
par
God,
at
what
this.
are the
This is
odds?
my brother right here.
I mean, yeah, you have advantage. So
16.
There we go.
16 hits. You do
Okay,
it.
sick.
You with your advantage. You kind of grab him as he like tips forward. You reach out. You kind of grab him by his armor, pull it forward a little bit so it like gets over his head, and now you can just kind of try to hit him.
Okay. I
so
do
you're
not
gonna-
remember.
You're gonna roll your damage.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Bop him.
I don't remember what my damage is for this. I want to say it's 1d. What is unarmed strike?
Yeah, I believe it's 1d4 by default.
Plus- Yeah,
but
plus strength, I think.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, whoops. I didn't right
That's okay.
roll. 1d4 plus 4. Oh my god. Okay,
Very hard to
5
see the d4s
points.
on this, but that is a 1.
Okay, I
Points of
do get
damage.
extra attack,
Okay,
so I'm just gonna roll
take
again.
it.
Nat 20.
No way.
That's a nat
Nice.
20.
Yay!
Yes.
Get him,
Yes,
get him.
Nat-
That's a nat
wait.
20.
Oh, hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please.
I'm holding. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay, so I have the Crusher feat, which means that when I score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage, as my fists do, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the end of my next turn.
Wow. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does-
So
does
you
that
crit on
stack
him,
every time
which
you punch him?
Agreed. So that's gonna be. I'll just roll like this and then add.
yeah.
So I roll 2d4, 5, and that's plus 8. So math. What? 13 points of damage.
You do not do enough damage to knock him unconscious, but that's not really what the like face off is about. You like have him sort of bent over. You like reached back, sort of pulled his armor, his breastplate forward enough that it's like in the way. You're holding onto him by like the neck of his breastplate, and you just kind of like hit him in the face a couple of times. And the last one, you like let go of the breastplate, and he goes like off of his feet, up in the air, like maybe half a foot, and crashes back down on top of the ice on his back.
Nice. It should be 9, also not 13. My bad.
Okay, that's
I don't know if
fine.
that
I'm
makes a
just gonna let it
difference.
ride anyway.
Okay.
No, it's the face off. So all you really need to do is knock him off his feet. The crowd erupts into cheers. They are on their feet. They are losing their
Yeah,
minds,
just
and they
fucking
like
grip it and rip it, baby.
Hey, yo!
Slop that down,
Thank
dude.
Floating
Dude,
advantage.
crack one for the big boy.
Thank you,
I need to
Justin.
write down my attack.
Yeah, all good. But the crowd goes crazy. Everybody's screaming. They start like stomping their feet in the stands really loud. A couple of people who have been like following your team around start it, but everybody else picks it up, and this chant goes up where people are just like, the beast, the beast, the beast, the beast, the beast, the beast. And then it just like builds to a crescendo. Everybody else like in the stands picks it up until basically everybody's saying it. And then Mance, you know, from where he's still sort of floating above everything, calls out and says, all right, that means Raging Mammoths will be starting with the puck when we return from our 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere. Thank you for sticking with us. Stick around to see our first, and I mean, maybe only Gritsky match of this campaign. I'm not sure how often it's going to come up after today. But yeah, thanks so much for sticking with us. We will be back in about 5 short minutes. So see you then. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for sticking with us.
We back.
We back. And we ready to play some Gritsky.
Yes.
Skeet it.
Damn,
Let's get it.
When as it's been a while since I think Max has been in the face position.
Yeah.
And I think that hearing the crowd, especially like a crowd this big, which has like never happened before, a crowd this big scream the beast. I think as he's kind of like scooting back and putting his like gloves and stuff back on, I think he like turns to everyone, to like the crowd, and just like roars and just like goes into a rage. And then as he goes to like pick up his like what's it called?
Stick.
Gritsky stick?
Thingy?
Yeah.
Stick. Thank you. I think it as he rages, it kind of like morphs and connects with his body and becomes like a very long spiked tail.
Cool.
Nice.
And he
Heck
just
yeah.
kind of like holds
Great.
it out, kind of like the stick, but it's just like has it swinging everywhere.
Kelly's just
Cool.
like,
Red eyes, just like
Normal stuff. Normal
This
stuff.
is fine.
I'm with you,
Yeah.
dog. I'm with you. I'm right there.
As you do that, I think you all don't see that morphing happen. Nobody in the crowd sees that morphing happen, because as he stands over his downed opponent, celebrating that victory, a swarm, I guess it would be a murder of ravens. Is it a murder of ravens or just crows?
it's, I think a murder.
Murder sounds
What-
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Murder sounds
Let's go
good.
murder. That sounds pretty good.
Like wings down and obscures him entirely from view for a moment before like winging off again. And when they disappear, you see Max standing there with a polearm for a tail.
I look like a monster with like a massive spiked tail that has become the Gretzky stick.
Right.
A
Yeah.
a group of ravens is an unkindness.
Oh, very good.
I should have
Very
remembered
good.
that.
So
Homicide of ravens.
Yeah, Justin, you
Yeah.
can't say that word. We're American. That's our word.
it's okay. He didn't spell it right.
Homicide.
Yeah,
That's,
I definitely had like a magical girl transformation behind the ravens.
Yeah, you definitely do. It's like a horrifying magical girl transformation. Nobody said it was good magic.
It's just magic.
But yeah, you now have a pole arm for a tail, a horrible scorpion tail, and they do not look confident. The Leviathans do not look pleased with this development, but they do resume their positions on the Gritsky field. So here's how this is going to go down. We've got our buddy, the Enforcer, who's going to be like right there. Let's get in a little bit closer. All right, it's not quite as visible on here, but basically, yeah, obviously you can see that these wooden parts represent the goals. You've got your forward, you've got your winger, you've got your enforcer, and you've got your goalkeeper. So who is taking what role? Doesn't super matter, except, in terms of what it is you are going to try to do for the course of the match, but like it doesn't limit the actions you can take or anything like that. Obviously, Kelly is going to be goalkeeper.
Imagine Max is my enforcer, right?
Is that the one that I get to like beat people up?
Beat people up.
You sure do.
Okay, I can do
I'm
that.
going right for the goal. You just take out anybody in the way.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And Hunter?
I would guess that would leave Hunter as a wing person,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, absolutely. All right, cool. So
which they have no idea what that means, but that is okay.
it's
That's
fine.
okay.
We'll figure it
Dude,
out.
It's
with
okay
that
because someone gave
goal.
Hunter guidance.
That
Oh,
is also
yes.
true.
Aw.
Hunter does have guidance. So you have that. Keep that in mind. You can add a d4 to any of your rolls whenever you want to. In the meantime, we're going to roll our initiative here. So go ahead and hit me with those numbers as I plug them into our fun overlay.
19.
Okay.
Hello, roll 20, my old friend.
So, okay, Hunter has a 19. Raph, what did you get?
12.
Okay, I'm just going in order here. Julia?
9.
9. And Corey?
Fat 6.
At 6. All right, well played, well played. So we now have your initiatives here on our handy dandy overlay. Let me go ahead and pack those up. And then I'm just going to be going for our, I'm just going to be doing some rolls for our friends here. But in the meantime, you all start with the puck, which in Gritsky terms counts as a surprise round. So you all get to act first. What is it you would like to do? Technically, Hunter would be acting first in the surprise round.
I suppose, given that Hunter has no idea exactly how to play the game and is also assuming that Wayne is going to start with the puck, they're going to try to. Well, Wayne said that they could use their bow and arrow, so I think they are shooting and hoping that will take down one of their opponents.
I'm
Okay.
gonna shoot him.
Debilitate, baby?
Yes, to debilitate, not kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you take
I don't
somebody
like
out, you
these
can
rolls,
decide
yeah.
how you do it.
Go for
It's
their
fine.
ankles, it's
It's fine. Don't worry
fine.
about
They
it.
don't need
It's
an
totally
ankle.
fine. I'm sure. I'm sure this is the best decision I've ever made.
They don't need
So-
an eye.
Roll to hit. Roll to hit with your bow.
So that's a 25.
Well, you're gonna hit somebody. Who are you aiming for? You've got the front person, for lack of a better term. You've got the
Wayne.
enforcer, the Wayne, the
Wayne.
winger, and the goalkeeper. But I'm assuming you're not targeting the goalkeeper, though. Maybe you are. Who knows?
No, I'm probably targeting the Wayne on the other team because I
The
figure
Wayne.
that's going to
The
hit the
Wayne.
morale the most.
Okay, yeah. You absolutely hit him. Roll your damage.
All right. So, where is my damage? All right. So that is 1d8 plus 4. And because I can, and because I don't have to worry as much about collateral on my side, I would also like to use Hail of Thorns as I'm doing this.
I love Hail
Very
of
good.
Thorns.
Very good. Remind me what that does, but you
Yes.
absolutely do it.
I am just escalating progressively as we go about today.
It's literally a sport where you fight people on ice. So
Yes. Where did I even put my stuff for Hail of Thorns? So that is 1 bonus action and will add 1d10 of piercing damage.
okay. So you're gonna roll 1d8 plus 4 and then additional 1d10.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my god.
And then 1d10.
Justin, you joke, but there is a not zero chance that a Zamboni does show up. It's happened before.
It has happened before, actually.
All right, so that is
I forgot about that
5 plus 4.
Okay.
So 9.
So 9 points of damage. Yeah. So what does it look like? I mean, your arrow hits like in the shoulder joint of his Gritsky armor. What does Hail of Thorns look like?
Yeah, so I'm thinking in this case, Hail of Thorns is going to just kind of erupt from the arrow as it goes down, and so even more pieces start to pierce the armor.
Okay.
So he's
yeah,
just kind of peppered with the arrow and extra thorns.
He's looking very pincushiony. And then he there's a pall. There's a quietness that falls over the crowd at that because nobody's ever seen anything like this happen in a Gretzky match before. And he like his teammates are just kind of staring at him slack-jawed. He's looking down at himself slack-jawed, even as he's like bleeding. And he like takes the Gretzky stick in his hands, like sets his jaw, takes the Gretzky stick in his hands, and sort of like yanks it across his front, snapping as many of those thorns off at their base as he can. And he kind of like spins it skillfully around his body, breaking off even more of them. So he's still got these like bits sticking out of him, but he's clearly used to pain.
Good to know.
And he's no slouch. Next up in the surprise round would be Max. What's Max gonna do? Oh wait,
Max...
Hunter, do you want to move? Sorry.
No, I think I'm gonna stay where I'm at for the time being.
Okay. Does Hunter know how to skate, or are you just like trying to precariously stay balanced on the blades, and that's why you're not moving?
I feel like they've got enough dexterity that they're probably able to navigate this. Like they've learned a whole bunch of other sports in the past, so I think they maybe are still fully finding their feet, but I think they're more staying back because they like to use a ranged weapon and are thinking they'll sort of follow Wayne and Max's lead as this starts.
Okay, makes sense. Max, what are you doing?
Running, not skating.
Okay.
Running. As I'm gonna run up to this dude, the
Okay.
Wayne of the one who just got shot up.
So here's how that works in Gretzky.
Oh, okay.
You need to make an athletics check, or it counts as difficult terrain.
Oh,
If you make the athletic check, it doesn't count as difficult terrain.
and
I have faith in you.
athletics.
Yeah.
You
Where
gotta
is
be
my-
good at
oh, okay.
athletics.
I'm pretty good at athletics,
Gotta
actually. Guys, hold on, let me roll.
So it's fine. You'll be fine.
It's
He's
fine.
He's fine.
I'll be fine. I got a nat one.
You did. That's
so that's a
like
total
the
of
fifth
8.
nat one this session.
No.
It's because it's roll 20, and don't act like it's not because it's roll 20.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about. I
It's not
rolled
like
two
roll 20 has
20s.
never. Yeah, whatever.
I rolled 2 20s for their initiative, so I think it's fine.
Initiative.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So Max, that's a 1, which means you don't succeed. But you can move. It just counts as difficult terrain. So
I
it's
can
going to
only
take
move
you.
half as much, right?
That is true also, Justin. Thank you. There is a floating advantage for a player to snatch up if they were to want to.
Am I allowed to take the skates off?
No,
Would that be against the rules?
that's against the rules.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
against the
that
rules.
the only 2 rules are.
Gotta wear
God,
skates. Try
I
not to
hate
kill
this
anybody.
Yep.
In good faith, try not to kill anybody. If somebody dies, they die.
Alright.
It's Gretzky.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, in
Or
that case, I guess
try
I'll
not
go.
to kill anybody.
Are these? I'm assuming each square is 5 feet.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck, I can barely move.
Gotta make those athletic checks.
I don't like them. I'll move here, which is half my movement. And seeing as I can't move any further, I'm going to. Actually, can I've just moved. Can I hold my action to see what Wayne's gonna do, and then just kind of like back him up, whatever.
Yeah. So I think there is you can ready an action in 5e if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you can absolutely do that. I have it open right here. So you decide what circumstances will trigger your reaction, and then you choose the action that you'll take in response to that trigger, or you choose to move up to your speed in response to it.
Okay. Because I already moved, I guess I'll hold my action until Wayne moves in a direction, and if I see he's moving towards like whatever dude he tries to move towards, I'm
Yeah.
just going to chuck both of my hand axes at that guy, try to knock him down.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Get out of Wayne's way.
All right. So you're staying put where you are. You've got your axes, like your fingers right by your axes. You're getting ready to go.
I kinda,
That's
like,
Kelly's
look at
turn.
Wayne, and I just kind of like nod.
So from way back by the goal, watching all of this, I have to, let's see, what is... Okay. I have to actually, Kelly takes like a little, she takes a little scoot forward, just a little 5 foot, just
Yep.
right up there, which puts me within 60 feet of
Nice.
the one who was shot by Hunter. And I cannot
Wayne.
actually electrocute them from this distance, but from this distance, I can toll the dead.
Yes.
So,
Cool.
I love that.
as kind of subtly as she can, she just kind of like taps the Gritsky stick on the ice in his direction, and I'm gonna need a wisdom save from you, from that gentleman who was injured.
From that gentleman, the Wayne of the other team.
The Wayne.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yes, let's do it. Oh, his turn to roll a natural one. He fails. Fails hard.
So
I'm starting to think
already-
roll 20. Starting to think roll 20 may not be very balanced. Maybe we shouldn't use it to roll dice.
It's almost like roll 20 is the worst. Anyway, so he's already taken damage, which means instead of 2d8, I get to do a d12.
Hell yeah.
So
and I'm gonna need you to hardcore describe what this looks like, because it's wild.
So yeah, she skates up the 5 feet, and she's kind of like looking around at the situation, and she kind of gets Hunter's logic here. If the person who does most of their scoring can't score, well, then that solves a lot of problems. So with the Gritsky stick, she holds it out in front of herself, and like as if she's just like tapping the ice, like waiting impatiently in his direction. And then it's kind of, because again, we established in the previous session, when Kelly does kind of necromancy, it is not anywhere near as vibrant as what comes out of Barrow. So I think what it is kind of like underneath the ice itself, almost like from the end of the stick, like traveling like a pale green like snake of light under the ice, right up on him.
'Cause I'm not gonna tell you your business, but like keep in mind that this ice is a layer that has been added over the Colosseum floor.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died in this Colosseum over the years.
I am sure they have. And the thing is, if there were less people watching, and I didn't walk through a portcullis with a gate that drops down on it,
That's fair.
and I wasn't trying to make sure I wasn't doing anything that a certain Ardane might go, hey, I've seen that before, then, maybe I would take advantage of that, because I can definitely hear that there are dead people here.
Yes, you definitely can.
I can definitely hear it. I'm gamely ignoring it in favor of doing some necrotic damage on this man, which
Sounds
I will
good.
now roll.
Please do.
Let's see.
Solid
4 points
four.
of damage.
4 points of damage, though, on top of what he's already taken. So it just looks like a green light sort of shooting up from underneath him. Is that right?
Yeah, it comes out of when she taps the end of the Gritsky stick on the ice, it comes through that path of her hand, through the ice, and then just like right up his own Gritsky stick, right on him.
Yeah, he looks shaken right away. He looks down at his Gritsky stick, and I don't think any of you, maybe Max is close enough to see this, but like he looks down at his own Gritsky stick and like moves his gauntlet a little ways forward, and you can almost see that like the hand underneath it is like withered. And he drops the stick for a second. He like stoops down and picks it up as quickly as he possibly can, but he definitely drops it for a moment. And so he does not look great. He doesn't look thrilled about any of this. And you hear Mance, still announcing, call out over the crowd, what is this, ladies and gentlemen? I have never seen such antics here on the Gritsky field. Who are these strangers?
Because the irregulars are in prison.
Yeah. He, if he were somehow involved in this in an unsavory way, which clearly he's not, because he told you he wasn't. He might be
Liar.
starting to regret his choices right about now.
Maybe.
But anyway, moving on from that, it's Wayne's turn.
It's Wayne's turn. So
It's Wayne's turn.
DM, I'm gonna move. So do you want me to do an athletics check?
Yes, I do need you to do an
All
athletics
right
check.
there, DM. It's a +7, so that's that's a
Nice.
16 right there, I'd say.
Plenty. That's plenty.
So the puck, I imagine puck drops,
Yep.
there's some sound going on. There's like a pong, 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 pong of like the Toll of the Dead going by. There's an arrow that whizzes by, and the guy in
Yep.
front of him kind of explodes. He's got Max at his side, like a feral animal. So Wayne, as the puck drops, Wayne is charging at this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna kick this guy's fucking ass. You ever come up against a mammoth? And like, as he's, I don't know where the accent's going, but as he's doing that, those are his incantations to cast Thunderous Smite on his stick.
Okay.
So he's just rolling up at this guy, and I want to just slide the puck between his legs, and then at the same time attack him with the stick and blast his ass with a Thunderous Smite.
That seems fair, and also it's going to trigger Max's reaction.
Yeah.
So
So we both just like
yeah.
Running
So-
at this poor guy.
Ruin
Wayne,
this
move
man's
yourself
whole
up.
last day.
Yes, sir. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25.
And Max, roll your attack before you can do anything else, Wayne.
aye, Captain.
I guess you're two attacks? You need to roll
yeah.
2 attacks, yeah?
I do.
wanna use the
first
advantage?
one. No, I get 2 attacks in general. It's a 7 + 6, and then an 8 + 6. So 14 and 13.
The 14's going to hit, the 13's not.
Okay. That's fine. And this is going to be oh, come on with the ones, man. Come on with the ones. It's going to be 1 + 4, so 5.
A cruel mistress.
5
Okay.
damage.
Well, again, he is just very, very capable. He, you go to, you like throw these 2 hand axes. He knocks one of them out of the way, immediately brings his stick back across. Actually, he had like dropped it at his feet because of his, his shriveled, his little hand. Troll 20, very good. So he had dropped his stick, but he like kicks it back up with his skate, grabs it with one hand, throws it out to the side to knock your one axe off course, tries to bring it back across to stop your second one, but he doesn't quite get it to clear his body, and it like dings off of his shoulder as it flies by. So it deals 1 point of damage, or
5.
deals 5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay. He is in really rough shape. Wayne, what are you doing?
Smite him, please.
I'm gonna hit him with my stick that I cast Thunderous Smite on.
Okay.
It's a +7, so I'll see if it hits. Then I'll tell you what happens. That's a 20.
Yeah, that's gonna
Dirty
hit.
20.
So I imagine it as I am coming up, and I kind of just let the puck slide between his legs, and I see him just like looking as the puck goes, and then wham, just hit him right in the chest with my stick. To do its 1d10 + 4. Yep.
with the lance end, right?
Ah, man, with the heavy, like,
Oh,
bottom
okay.
end,
All
I
right.
just want to whack into him. So I got a 1, so
Okay.
it's 1 + 4 is 5.
That's 5.
This man
Um,
will never play again.
I would like you to make a strength saving throw.
I
DM.
will. I will
Roll
make a
poorly,
strength saving
please.
throw. I'll do my best.
Don't.
I did a bad
Shoot.
job. That's an 18. I'm sorry.
Oh, son of a gun, Gall. Darn it.
Gosh darn
But I
it.
do still get to do 2 extra d6, and a giant thunderclap rings out all around me.
Clap his cheeks.
Clapping this man's cheeks. So that's 9 damage. So what is that? 6. So in total 10 damage. So I want to just boom, like as the
Okay.
puck's like sliding between his legs, and then just thunderclap. Like he doesn't get knocked 10 feet back onto his ass like he was supposed to, but I imagine it just like echoing through his body and out up
Yeah.
into the rink. then
Absolutely,
as-
yeah.
As the puck kind of slides forward, and this guy's like completely dazed, just slide it back right into my control.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you absolutely do that. You retain control over the puck. He stands there for a second, sort of like rattling in his armor with just the like resonant force of your thunderclap. And then he crumples to the ground.
Well,
Having taken a ludicrous amount of damage in one surprise round. You have control of the puck. Technically, surprise round is over. So we're going to go into regular combat rounds now. He is not good. He's not on his feet. But what happens now is 2 of them, you may have noted, got 20s on their initiative checks.
know.
So they're twins, I've decided.
Oh no.
of course.
They're twins, and they are going to attempt to skate up to flank their captain and both attack Wayne if they can. I'm going to check real quick to see if they can move normally or if it's difficult terrain.
Come on.
Yeah, they're both good. They're
Professional
both good.
Gritsky players.
They're professional Gritsky players, man.
Whatever, man.
And yeah, they both roll up on you, Wayne. One of them, I'm kind of resolving their turns at like the same time because they got the exact same roll. But one of them is going to lean down and pull out, reach into like the back of his uniform and pull out a little, what almost looks like a glass orb, which most of you would probably recognize as an R capsule. It's a consumable magic item that is commonly exported from Barrow. It kind of mimics the effects of like any potion or scroll. The only thing you need to do to activate it is sort of break it against the target. So one of them like pulls out this little orb and kind of like leans down and just kind of like slaps it on the captain's back. And these like motes of blue magic like spread out across his body, sinking in. And he revitalizes a little bit. He looks like he's back in it. Not great, not 100%, but a little bit better. The other one, though, is gonna just full on haul off with the Gritsky stick and try to take out Wayne.
Good
And
luck.
so let's see how that goes for him.
Poorly.
We hope.
Probably poorly. Probably poorly. That is a 15.
Nah, get that out of here.
Okay. How do you avoid it? He just full on like twists at the waist and tries to hit you with the poleaxe end of his Gritsky stick as hard as he can.
Wayne just he pump fakes him real quick. Like the guy's expecting Wayne to be like scared or cowering back, and Wayne just gets right in his face. He's like, "The hell, get out of here!" Wayne slides right by it. You fucking
All right.
should have let him stay down. You want me to keep beating his ass in front of you?
Okay,
This is
cool.
my
So
fucking game.
So the captain is like regaining his feet or trying to. He's prone currently. these two have acted, which means that now in the initiative turn, it is going to be Hunter. Hunter, you are up.
Nice.
I think I'm sticking with shooting for now. But this time I'm going to go for the one to the left of the captain. Of the
to
other
the left
team.
of the captain. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Go for it. Roll to hit. Are you casting your terrible thorn spell again? Or?
I am, particularly because anyone, and I do apologize for this, Wayne, but anyone within 5 feet needs to make a dex save, so I'm hoping to maybe fuck up a few of them in the process.
Friendly fire.
Fair enough.
Nat 20,
All right, so that's a 17.
16.
So 17 to hit, definitely does the trick. You hit the one to the left of the captain. Wayne, you got a 16 to avoid.
Mhm.
Is
Yes,
that? I
sir.
assume that makes it.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so then the one on the left is going to take. Jesus, the one on the left is going to take the full damage of the arrow and the thorns. The captain has to also make a dex save.
Yep.
Going to give him disadvantage because he's prone. He hasn't been able to stand up yet.
Ruin his life.
Chickens got
I mean, you kind of are.
He'll never play Gritsky again.
Probably
You brought-
won't.
They
My
brought
game.
2 feral people off the street to come play this game.
Get off my ice, scrubs.
He fails the save. You may
Nice.
have
All right.
surmised.
So let's first get the damage from the arrow, which is 1d8 plus 4. So that is 7 to the guy on the left, and then plus 1d10 for Hail of Thorns.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Two-turn combat.
2-turn combat. Okay. So that is a total of 17.
For
Am I
the
counting
one
that
who
right?
took the arrow, yep, and then 10 for the captain.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Do I take half damage on that?
Wait,
No,
sorry,
I
what?
think you're safe from it if you make the dex save.
Sweet.
Yeah. And it's only 5 feet, right? So the other brother doesn't have to make it.
Nope.
The
Just
other twin.
Yeah, okay. The enforcer to the left, I'm gonna say actually he was the winger. The winger is going to take that arrow full force in the chest, not go down, but not like barely staying up on his skates. The thorns similarly rain down on him. He screams and tries to protect his face as best as he can. And then the captain, as he is like on his hands and knees, kind of like hauling himself back up, he's looking around, he's ready to get back in it. And then just like thunk, 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 5 more of these thorns hit him in the back and he just drops flat again and lays there on the ice.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been his turn, but he's down. So Max,
Fuck off my
Nice.
ice.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll another athletics check to see if I can actually move on this damn ice. This is why I don't play hockey.
I mean, if you just practiced with the rest of the team,
I don't want to. That's gonna be a 22.
that's
There
a
you
22.
go.
I mean, Max, maybe it's just like you've always said, I'm not on the team. I don't play Gritsky, but like
I don't play hockey.
has a part of you watching from the sidelines, memorizing their moves, watching them work together as a team ever kind of wanted to?
I think it gave me memories of the peak of the Azure Knights, of like the good days, you know, when like there was like camaraderie and there was that same kind of feeling of like, yeah, we did it. We're great. We did all this great stuff. So there's definitely a little bit of a twinge of that, but I think it was more just I like he just wants to kick some ass and go do some justice for the people in the roots.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like you're
It
sort of
still feels
standing
pretty
there.
good though. Feels pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. You're kind of standing there, like sort of wobbling on the blades of your skates, a little precariously, and you hear like you're reflecting on this your time with the Azure Knights, and you hear this echo of Alistair. You hear this echo of Alistair. Actually, the first thing you hear is a chant. You hear one lone voice. There's noise happening all around you. People are losing their mind, but like the captain of the other team hits the ice with these thorns sticking out of his back. There's a moment of silence. And then you hear one voice yell out from the stands, "The beast, the beast, the beast." And like, because it's just the one voice, you look up in the stands and you see Luminary Alec.
No.
Yeah. On his feet,
This dude.
fist up in the air, chanting, and the rest of the crowd around him starts to pick it up. And you sort of you face the other team, and you hear this like ghostly echo of Alistair's voice in your head from when you were a knight, and he says, "Eyes front, boy. Now forward." And you slide once, slide twice, and it feels somehow right this time. And move however you want to move. You got a 22.
I'm gonna roll right up to the enforcer. Actually, if there's a way, hold on. I was here.
Well, that's the
Go
winger,
5,
first of all.
10,
But yes, you
15,
can.
20. Oh,
Pretty sure you can still reach the enforcer, though.
okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and yeet around them and stand like here.
Okay.
And just go around, and I'm going to okay, I'm going to just as I go around, I want to slug them both. So I'm going to just like use my spiked tail and just smack the wing man, I guess, the wing
Okay.
person, and then
The winger, yeah.
the winger, I don't know, smack
The
him
guy.
and then turn around and just like smack the other guy as well.
Okay.
So
Quick question. Did you have to move through
Yes.
anyone's square to get behind them? Or were you able to like
No.
move around the outside?
I moved around the outside.
Okay. All right, cool.
I have a lot
Then
of movement.
yeah, I know. You can do that then. You're going to roll to attack, and then I assume you're using your extra attack as the
Yes,
justification for doing
always.
both of these. Okay, cool.
And actually, I'm going to also go ahead. Hold on, let me double check I'm doing this right because I've never done this before.
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and also reckless attack.
Ooh,
Cool.
very cool.
Also, hold on, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh no,
You got a lot of
I
attacks.
forgot.
get it.
Okay, yeah. I forgot I have a +2 on my damage when I'm on enrage mode, which I am. I'm also going to reckless attack. Let's fucking go. Okay, so that gives me advantage on all attacks, melee attacks, which I'm using my stick tail to both of these, so it gives me advantage on both. They in turn have advantage on me, just so you know. Just full disclosure there.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the first dude. It's gonna be a 14 or a 7. So I'll take the 14, or I'm sorry, 21. And then the second dude, oh, I didn't do +7. It would have been a 14. Either way, 21. So that's going to be the first guy. Second guy is a
Yeah.
22 or a 24. So it's going to be 21 for the first dude, 24 for the second dude, and I will go ahead and attack them.
Ruin
And
their
I'm using
lives.
my
That's the dream.
and I'm using my tail, and my tail does something special. My tail does 1d12, and I'm gonna do +2. So the first guy gets hit with 9 damage, and the second guy gets hit with 13 damage.
Nice.
Jesus.
And then
Is that plus your rage?
that is plus my rage.
Plus your attack mod too? Because it's an
I don't know if
11,
I-
plus 2 for rage is 13, plus 3 or 4 for your strength.
I don't know if
Right.
it includes my strength. It's a little confusing with Path of the Beast. It just says that it deals 1d12 piercing damage on a hit and has the reach property. So I don't know if it includes my strength or not.
Gotta.
Ben?
It is a melee attack. I just don't. The rules are a little unclear.
They are a
Just
little
up to you.
nebulous. You're correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just like go for it, and we won't worry about the strength at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. In that case, yeah, first guy gets hit with 9 points. Second guy gets hit with 13 points. And I'm just going to turn to them. And I think like as I hit one, I just say like eyes forward, step, just like mumbling it to myself, just like not even thinking, just like hit once, hit twice, saying what my master kind of told me. And then as I hit them, I turn and I look over at Wayne, and I say, "Puck's yours. Let's
Nice.
go."
Hell yeah.
And actually, with that last, I'm going to. No, I'm gonna stick right there. Never mind, we're good. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna actually move out of the way. I will take the opportunity attack. I don't care. I'll move out of the way so that Wayne can go straight forward.
Nice. Thank you.
Straight
You don't
over
have to
that
do
guy's
any
body.
Okay.
and not have to take any
Slide
opportunity
over.
attacks or anything like that.
Very cool and awesome. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely do all of those things, and I'm pretty sure at least the winger is down. Like, yeah, 90% sure that is the case. We'll just mark him with a little red.
Oh, in
The
that
captain
case,
is
yeah,
now down.
I'll scoot this way. That way, I don't take an
Yeah.
opportunity attack, and I'll just go like
Okay.
fist to fist with the enforcer.
Round 2 with the enforcer.
All right.
We'll see. Hopefully,
Round
he'll
2.
attack me.
Bring the bell.
Seems
Bring
like
Jim.
seems very likely. And cool. All right. So
If we
actually,
lose. There's nobody else in the other team. Kill them all.
We didn't
Yeah,
kill
there's
them. We did
No.
not kill them.
Not yet.
not yet. Not yet. You have not killed them yet. But I mean, who knows? So yeah, sorry about this terrible noise, everybody. But hell yeah, you there it is. I made it work. Okay, cool. So next up is going to actually be their goalie. And that is not a great situation for him. He is rapidly becoming the only person left out here.
He sure is.
But I think all he is going to do is come out a little ways. We'll just say like to right there. And he is going to use where is that window that I had right here? So he is actually going to take the dodge action. And in this case, it's going to represent their in this case it's going to represent his blocking ability. So whoever attacks the goal, he interposed himself. Whoever attacks the goal is going to do so at disadvantage.
Good luck.
So yeah, good luck, bud.
There, bud.
That's all he's doing on his turn. He's just going to try to protect the goal. It's Kelly's turn.
Cool. If no one has any
Second.
objections, I'm gonna take that advantage that was floating around from the donation.
Go for it.
Go for
Yep,
it.
go for it.
Grab
He's
it.
actually closer to me now than he was before. He was 100 feet away, and now he's closer, which is fine because
Mm.
my spell worked at that range. So let me see if this spell will hit first, because I have to cast it. Oh, wait, hold on. I do not want to do that way. Hold on. That's actually going to be a mess. It'll work. I'll figure it out. I'll do math. Those are
Imagine
D12s.
doing math.
Wow.
It would help if I was rolling the right fucking die.
Oh.
No, you're good.
So the first one is a 16, and the second one is a 8. So does the 16 hit?
The 16 does hit.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. So damage-wise, it's not going to do a lot. So Kelly is casting Sacred Flame, which basically all this is really going to have the benefit of doing is it's going to cancel out his disadvantage and just make it flat, because what it does is they're going to take, let's see. Where is it? Oh, wait, did I cast the right one?
Sacred Flame?
Yeah.
I believe it's a cantrip, right? So it's probably like 1d10 radiant, if I had to guess.
No, I cast the wrong one. It's not Sacred Flame. It's a Guiding Bolt, because the reason why I'm
Guiding Bolt.
the reason why I'm
Guiding
casting it is because
Bolt.
the who has the next turn has advantage
Okay.
against that target.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
going to negate his disadvantage.
Matt.
Pick.
So all it
Absolutely.
so it's damage is going to be 4d6 of radiant damage. I hope I don't kill him. That's not the intention here.
I'm sure you won't kill him.
Just
I'm
incapacitated.
sure it'll be fine.
The intention here was just to negate his disadvantage.
And murder him.
Sure.
And a little bit, just a little murder.
I don't want to do a little murder.
6,
just want to-
5, a 5, and a 1.
Instead of
Wild.
Some pretty good rolls.
And that was against the goalie or the enforcer?
It was the
or-
goalie. It was the entire purpose was to negate his block. And then I hit
Well,
him with 17 points
fortunately-
of radiance damage.
Fortunately, he is uninjured, or was uninjured. He now is not. He takes a lot of radiant damage. I mean, what does it look like? Go ahead and describe it.
So radiant damage looks different this magic comes from a different place when Kelly casts it. It looks a lot more like it kind of like crackles through the air like static.
Cool.
And just
Nice.
like a burst of static. It comes up.
Yeah.
She kind of like. She doesn't even really like do anything when she casts it. She kind of just like looks at him and kind of like gives a little bit of a shrug, like, and there it goes.
There it goes. So you can like throw, like I imagine is going to like throw his hands up to like cover his eyes from the light, unless you have another idea for what might represent the giving Wayne advantage to counteract the disadvantage.
No, I think that works.
Okay.
I think him being
Sounds good.
momentary, and it lasts until my the end of my turn if nothing happens to him. So,
Cool.
but Wayne's
He throws his arms up to cover his eyes from the harsh light of your spell, and it is Wayne's turn.
All right, it's your boy. All right. So, I was thinking I think I'll just go around, I'll go about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'll take the hit if you like. Oh wait, no, I gotta roll a athletics check. Oops.
Yeah, I know it's a silly request, but go ahead and roll me one.
No, it's okay.
I mean, there's like
Yeet.
bodies and stuff.
Plus 7.
thorns.
That's 13, so a 20.
Nice.
That's enough.
Nice. So, I
Um,
do that. I go ahead. I roll around. I go. As the bodies drop, Wayne, like quick, skids some ice into his face, and then does a quick turnaround and scoots around these guys. There's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then this guy's shielding his eyes. Wayne pulls the stick back for a nice slap shot, and then the eyes of the mammoth's head at the core of the stick shine bright for a moment as the stick itself creates like a cocoon of ice around it from Wayne's hands, goes out, and I'm going to use my my channel divinity, which gives me a +10 to hit. So I'm just gonna channel all of that through the stick into the puck and drive this thing through the goal. And I'll make an attack roll if you like there, DM.
I would like.
Yeah, might as well, So this is +17.
Plus
So-
7. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
That's
Oh
a
my God.
36.
That was so close to a 20. He would have exploded. Like, if you rolled a 20, I would have had to, like, make him explode. As it is, that's a 36. Yes, you can roll damage.
So here's
If you
what I'm
want
thinking.
to.
He's got his hand, he's like, I want the puck to go through his hand, create a massive puck-sized hole, and then go into the goal. I don't know, whatever it is. Whatever
Yeah,
you think is best, DM.
Okay.
Let's go
I'll
with
take it under
a
advisement.
10. So that's 11 points. But the
11
point of the
points.
hit's to get it in the goal.
No, absolutely.
And I sure as hell
Absolutely.
did. I just went out
You
blasting.
sure as hell did. What I'm gonna say, he has, this shield on his arm that he's meant to use to block. He like looks around, he's on the championship team, he's their goalie. He knows what he's doing. He's played a lot of Gretzky. So he sees you coming, he sees you wind up to hit the puck, and he does his job. He dives in front of it with his shield up to try to intercept it or deflect it or whatever. And it hits the shield, shatters all of the like fake crystal that was around it. The shield kind of like buckles in on itself. It drives his arm into his body and sends him flying off of his feet back into the wooden box that is the Gretzky goal. And the crowd goes wild. Mance starts screaming, "Goal! Go! That's a goal for the Mammoths! Go!" And everybody's going crazy. The crowd's on their feet. They're screaming. They're cheering. The goalie is like lying there. The winger is lying there. The captain is lying there with arrows sticking out of his back. The one enforcer who's still standing, like, looks at Max with a terrible polearm scorpion tail and like red eyes, and like just kind of drops the Gretzky stick and like skates backwards towards the middle of the
an opportunity attack.
of the rink. If you want to take an opportunity attack, you can.
I kind of do. I kind of want to knock him on his ass.
Sure,
Finish
you
with
can
all of
do
them
it.
on the floor.
Yep.
Oh.
Our demands are simple.
Go for
Our
it.
demands are simple. I just want to see all their bodies on the floor, DM.
Mhm.
That's all I want.
Let the
Wait, I
bodies
have
hit the floor.
advantage.
That's a 2,
But
though.
Yep.
I know, but I have advantage.
You have
That's
advantage.
a 16. Yeah, because of my
16 will do it.
reckless attack.
Yeah. 16's going to do it. I'm not gonna make you roll damage. You knock him on his ass. He's not unconscious, but like he's not getting
just
back
use my
up. He
tip.
knows better. Yeah. Do you like
knows better.
buck at him and tell him to stay down?
I just as he's running away, I smack him with my tail and then just like forget that I am wearing a skating shoe. And then just like a skate, thank you. And I just like put my foot on his back and I just say like face your defeat. And then just like point at Wayne.
Goal!
Yeah, he's lying there. I can't believe you didn't tell him to like eat his defeat. Raph.
Oh.
Such a missed opportunity.
Eat my ass. How about that? Is that better?
It's much better. And from on the ground, he says, like, what, here in front of everybody, or like later, or I'm confused by the instructions.
Sure.
But before you can even answer that valid line of questioning, Mance like descends from on high with his cloak still spread wide. As he's coming down, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, a goal has been scored and the other team can no longer continue. We have our champions. We have the winners of the first Ardain Gritsky Cup. The Raging Mammoths!" And everybody goes crazy again. You all are like hugging each other, maybe. I don't know.
No.
No, you're not. You're just standing there.
Absolutely.
Wayne does the thing where he just dives on his belly. He's like, woo! Sliding on the ice. And then he gets up and then he goes around again and he like starts playing his stick like an electric guitar.
Kelly literally just stands there.
Hunter as well.
And then
Max
I
takes
want him-
his shoes off.
just bare feet on the ice.
Yeah.
And then I want Wayne to he like slides up next to Mance, and he kind of leans in. And if he speaks, does it get amplified?
If Mance speaks or if you speak?
If I speak into his mic.
I'll say yes. Because I think it's interesting.
Wayne slides up next to him. He grabs him by the shoulder. He's like, "Yeah, we wouldn't be here without you, the fans, as well. My good friend here, Mance Ardain. But there's 3 people that really put us here. The 3 maybe most important people that can't be here right now is the real goddamn team. The Raging Mammoths, they're a part of my heart, they're a part of my soul, but there are 3 pieces missing today. You may have noticed on the field, it's hard to fucking miss. We're missing our Torin, our Orn, we're missing Kira, we're missing my brother Kaj. And you know why? Because they're being held in the roots. Now, they are being held unjustly. Now, this team is nothing without its fans. This team is nothing without its players. Now, these fuckers need to pay. And then I imagine Mance just starts pulling away.
I am skating backwards
trying.
off the ice. I am like,
I
He's
want my
trying,
team
Ray.
out of the roots tonight. I want someone on their side to tell me what they're doing here and why the fuck they aren't out yet.
I am
Thank you so much, Mance. We're a bunch of winners today. If I'm a winner, you're a winner.
We
Wayne,
love to see
wow,
it. We
all right.
absolutely love to see it.
I'm gonna need you to roll a persuasion with advantage for the circumstances.
Cash. 2 of those. Yeet. Plus 5 to my persuasion. So a 16.
So, not only has Wayne invented sports today rather, Wayne has invented the first sports riot.
Nice. Yes.
Fans in the stands start like like taking up the battle cry. You know, they start saying, free them, fuck the roots, and like
fuck the roots, fuck the
they're
roots.
losing their minds. If you know, not the beloved hip hop group, if you're joining the stream for the first time, we love the Roots, but we don't love a carceral prison system. So yeah, they are just like, you know, producing torches and like carriages are getting tipped over the street. Absolutely. And it's just absolute chaos in the stands. And shortly after, not in the stands, as they spill out into Calderon proper and immediately start making for Lamplighter Tower.
Hell yeah.
Are you going with them?
I want to add, I'll sign any stick that's used to kick a lamplighter's ass.
My goodness.
You know,
All
man,
right.
I just kind of thought it was going a little slow for my liking. You know, I thought it's time for my family to get out of the prison that it's currently in. You know, that's my brother, and that's the rest of this whole goddamn team. So let's go on down there, Mance. You and me, we'll get this straightened out.
He's actually gonna. I think you push Mance to his breaking point, and he shoves you back, and he says, "Get off of me, you little prick! Do you have any idea how much money you cost me? How much money I wagered against you? And then you show up here with these freaks, and you ruin everything.
I want to punch him.
You're finished."
I just want to like run up as soon as I see him hit Wayne. And I'm not
Yeah.
even, no, I'm going to tackle him. I don't want to punch him.
Okay.
I
You can absolutely do that.
Nobody messes with Wayne.
I suspect it.
Nobody messes with Wayne. You run up to him, and I'm not going to make you roll for it. I mean, he's not expecting it. He's not like an in shape guy. Yeah, you can just kind of take him down. You knock the wind right out of him. He's just kind of lying there gasping for breath. You can pretty much like say or do whatever you want in that moment. Right as he was like telling Wayne, you know, like, you're finished. You're finished. Gritsky is not yours. It's never been yours. It's mine. I own it. And then Max, you come out of nowhere.
I just grab him and I just like turn him to face Wayne. Just look at Wayne.
I knew it was you, fucker. I knew the whole time.
I'm putting my boots on, just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Kelly, as you're doing that, Mance goes limp. Do you want to pile drive him? Like, he's just gonna, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, everybody hit him.
No.
He's a piñata.
No, not you. Sorry. I was just wondering how long you're gonna hold on to Mance for. But you can just like do whatever you want. But Kelly, as you are getting your boots on, Hunter, you may have gone that way too. I'm not sure where you are.
Yeah, I'm probably closer to Kelly than the other two, but I'm definitely
Gotcha.
still close enough to hear and see what's going on with Mance.
So where you left your stuff, you see, where you left your stuff, you go to get your boots on, and you're kind of like going through your bag, and to get your things, and you find inside of your pack or whatever it was you were traveling with, you find another bag. It looks vaguely familiar, and you realize you recognize it. It's the bag that Ryan had slung around his body on the steps, and you realize that somebody must have slipped it into your belongings when you got them back from the Lamplighters.
I'm like,
It's full of books. Some of them you aren't able to read. Some of them are in languages you've never seen before, script that you can't even possibly begin to comprehend. One of them, though, is you recognize from your science project all those years ago with Ryan, you recognize his handwriting. You start flipping through these pages, and it is margin to margin filled with different things that have been scratched out, partially erased, different theories about, why. It's clear that this is where he was trying to figure out why you were here in the first place. There are like sketches of each of you drawn sort of hastily, as you were 10 years ago, because he hasn't seen you since then. But, questions written out like aliens, and then that's like scratched out. There's a page that just says like demons and has some theories about that as well. And as you start to flip through it towards the end, it gets less and less messy and more focused. And it falls open as you're flipping through it. It falls open to one page in particular where, scrawled across the top, it says the Danan. And underneath that, it says, he has written out 5 names: Kelly, Hunter, Max, Wayne, and Ryan. And there's a line drawn for each name, connecting it to where it says the Danan. And that is where we'll call it.
Let's go burn down.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our second session ever and our first Gritsky match. I hope you had fun. I know we did. Thanks for sticking with us. If you like what you saw tonight, instead of donating, or I'm sorry, God, I always do this. Instead of subscribing or giving us bits, you can feel free to donate to Planned Parenthood. That is who we are raising money for. Everything we do on this channel benefits a good cause. And yeah, that's kind of what we're all about here. Yeah, if you want to know what we're up to, you can, follow us here. Obviously, if you want to get alerted when we go live, follow us on Twitter. We tweet a lot. I tweet a lot. Some of it's good. Or you can join our Discord community. It's a great place, great community, lots of friendly folks. We are actually in the middle of gearing up for a big collaborative event. We're doing a virtual convention. It's called Gen Con. It's insane. It's going to be March 18th through March 20th. It benefits RAIN. And they're also a great organization. So if you have any questions about that, you can find it on all of our socials or in that Discord server. And yeah, just generally, we would, love to hang out with you and get to know you better. So all of that being said, we are going to disappear for a couple of minutes, but don't go anywhere. We're going to read and say hi to one of our great friends, one of our many great friends on this app. Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us. We had a lot of fun tonight. We hope you did too. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
I got a bunch of notes I gotta take now. Oh, God.